Towing and Recovery to get you safe and back on the road or to a repair shop. Wallace Towing and Recovery will jumpstart your vehicle, change a tire, deliver gas, unlock a door, or haul to the garage or scrapyard. Wallace Towing and Recovery has you covered in Princeton and surrounding areas. Call Wallace Towing and Recovery. Check them out on Facebook, and when you need a tow or roadside help, call Wallace Towing and Recovery at 270-963-9081.
And welcome back to Interview with Coach McGowan. Wayne, what have you seen on film that indicates the presence of what they do on defense? It's odd front.
Well, actually, they're probably going to see an even front. They play their inside tackle. Their tackles will be down guys, 3-point stance guys, and their defensive ends are going to be stand-up guys. So that's a little bit different. So, the whole defense, you only have 2 guys down. So that's a little different when you see an even front or nickel, as we refer to it as well. But you're going to see, some of the kids we've already mentioned. Brink Meyer's going to be on that defense. Edwards kids will be on defense. So there again, they've got those athletes over there. In their secondary wise, the Daniels kid is going to be in the secondary, and number 16 Barnett will be in the secondary, and they're all good-looking kids. The Massey kid's going to be at free safety, number 21. A two-way starter there, and but I think the way we've been running the ball as of late, I think if we can continue to do that, I think we'll have some success on the ground, and which will allow you to open up your passing game some. So one thing plays into the other. So we just hope for our sake we can come out and establish ourselves up front and run the ball.
And because it's fall week this week, or fall break this week, it's been a change in what we've been able to do practice-wise and all that. I know Monday of this past week we had a JV game. We were able to get some kids experience. The ones that normally don't get much time in the game go down to Crittenden County and play a football game there, which obviously helps them.
Right.
What have you done, say, Wednesday and Thursday of this week?
Practicing in the morning. We get our Wednesday practice in the morning. Thursday we went at our regular time about 3:30, and just try to get a little bit of routine back on that Thursday. So and this morning we brought them in and had a little walkthrough just to kind of get them up, get them out of the bed, and get them roused up a little bit so they're just not laying around all day.
Get that edge turned on.
Yeah. So go ahead and turn it on for the day and get going. So it has been a pretty unique week as far as not going to school and practicing after school week this week. So we just kind of modified the schedule a little bit, but practice has gone pretty well this week. We've watched a lot of film early in the week, and on our game against Mayfield, and of course against Fort Campbell films as well. So we've really been watching some film and making corrections in the film room as well as on the field.
And I would be remiss, we don't have any managers that are seniors this year, do we, Wayne?
Actually, yes, we do have 2 managers, Gracie Ray Beckner and Kaylin Grimes. Those are our 2 senior managers this year.
And obviously they'll be recognized Saturday too, or Friday.
Yes.
Tonight. And the cheerleaders we're not, they may be recognized.
Yeah, they will be. I think we have a couple senior cheerleaders.
Well, we don't need to
name I think it's Jalen Mullen, and I want to say Zoe East are our 2 cheerleaders that are seniors.
We'll let the cheerleaders take care of
it. Yeah.
The 6 seniors and the managers.
Yeah, that's a plenty for me.
Yeah, that's our responsibility right now. And obviously, we don't want to slight those 2 young ladies who.
Right.
You mentioned me. One of these sprints all over the field, and you just never know the importance until you get somebody doing those jobs that really like doing their job.
I know it. Yeah, and, those guys, those girls. I'm sorry, have been around for 4 years as well. I do believe. I know Gracie has. Not sure about Kaylin, but I think Gracie has. Maybe Kaylin's been all 4 years as well. So those girls have been around us and grown with us and grown with these guys on the team, and. It's been a joy to have them around and taking care of the stuff, like you said, the stuff you don't want to have to worry about, water and towels and all that, and footballs and all that. So they do a good job of doing that.
And some of the things we've been really good at this year have been our special teams, both punt return and kickoff return. So obviously I know you stress that continually every practice and all that. So it would be nice to see somebody break one tonight.
Yeah, it's always
or
good.
More than one.
Yeah, more than one would be great as well. It's always good to see your special teams perform well. We practice on it, but we don't practice as much as you do offense and defense. It is a big part of the game, but you just don't work on it as much, and that's unfortunate. But when you do work on it, you really have to be tuned in to what you're doing, the details. We don't get a whole lot of reps of special team stuff. Some weeks we may work on one more than the other if we need to really shape some stuff up and get some stuff lined out. But yeah, special teams will come up big at any point of a football game, and we always try to put a lot of emphasis on special teams and doing things right on those teams.
Well, as far as what we want to do offensively tonight is do what we've been doing all year. Russ, be real efficient from the quarterback position. Derek, run over 100 yards. Logan, running or catching the ball, or Ian's catching the ball.
Yeah.
Tate doing his thing and all that. Our linemen blocking and opening holes and that. So it's nothing changed in that. It's just fine-tuning what we've already done this year so far.
Oh, yeah. And, looking back at the Mayfield game, we did several good things in that game. We want to build on those. And
well, finishing drives, I think, will be its nemesis.
Yeah, and not making the fourth downs and third down conversions. We really need to improve in that area offensively. And on the defensive side, we need to get, Fort Campbell behind the chains some. We don't need first, second, and thirds and second and fours. So, we need to be good on first, second, and third down defensively and, get them off the field so we can get the football back in the offense's hands.
And we've been, knock on wood, really pretty much injury-free this year. I know we got Riley Orange back last week. Michael Vickery is still
on the mend.
Game time decision.
Right, yeah. He's going to be – it'll be close. It'll be close. He's out running around some a little bit. Hadn't got back into game practice flow yet, but he's been out and running around and seeing how that knee reacts.
Well, exactly. So we don't need to rush that. And the other thing going in our favor, it happened a little bit last Friday night, the weather now is a little bit more conducive to football as opposed to 90-degree games in the heat, so on and so forth. Any final thoughts, Wayne?
With it being senior night, it's going to be the ceremony is going to go on before the game, and I'll have to get with the Miss Griggs and all of them to get the particular times and all. But we're all going to honor these seniors. I believe the band will honor theirs as well. I think so.
I think
it'll be a pretty big night for seniors and the parents and guardians of those seniors.
It's impressive.
It is, and I think that's one of the best honors you can give these young men and women. They've put time in a sport or extracurricular activity or whatever, and I just think they need to be recognized and commended for the time they've put in.
Absolutely, and certainly my sentiments exactly to that. Band members, cheerleaders, managers, football players, so on and so forth. Well, that's going to wind it up for tonight's interview with head coach Wayne McGowan. My thanks to Coach McGowan for taking time out for this interview. I hope you'll be at Tiger Stadium tonight for senior night. If you can't be here, please join the radio broadcast team of Dennis Stevens, Todd Griffin, Gary Goodacre, and me on WPKY FM 103.3, or catch us on the delayed live stream after the conclusion of the game at WPKYonline.com. For head coach Wayne McGowan, my engineer here at the studio, John Miller, this is Bob Hayes thanking you for listening. And now let's get ready for some football.
You're invited to the first annual Community Health Festival presented by Caldwell Medical Center. Join them Saturday, October 19th for a day of games and family-friendly activities. Live local entertainment, food vendors, and free health screenings. Join the fun. Special thank you to their sponsors: BB&T Bank, Wetzel Law Office, Planners Bank, Morgan's Funeral Home, Hydro Gear, and Farmers Bank. For more information, go to CaldwellMedicalCenter.com.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for the Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all of the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Tate Van Hooser, Addie Vinson, Kendra Winters, and Lily Horde.
Microphone activated.
Time to head live to the stadium for a preview of tonight's action with the WPKY Sports Crew. The Caldwell County Tiger pregame show is on the air.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tiger Stadium. District action tonight as Caldwell County Tigers take on the Fort Campbell Falcons. Dennis Stevens here along with Bob Hayes, John Miller, Tess Cowan. We've got Todd Griffin down on the field tonight. So we bring a pretty small crowd, Bob, when we come to a ball game anymore here on WPKY.
And on top of that, we come early too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A game set up tonight, district matchup. This is a game that, by all means, Caldwell County should walk away with and walk away with fairly early. The lowest rated team in Class 2A in the state, statistically, not RPI rating, but statistically, Fort Campbell. They're going to start tonight early on, at least, without their starting quarterback. So this is a game Caldwell County should handle early and take care of business and look ahead to a big matchup next week with Murray High.
It is a game that just, and we don't know how long. There are these three players that we were informed when we got up here tonight by the radio team from Katie's that there are three kids serving suspensions. We don't know whether they're 1 quarter suspension, 2 quarter suspensions, or what, but the starting quarterback is one of those three players, and so that does not bode well for Fort Campbell.
Big activities here tonight, though. It's a big night as it's senior night here at Caldwell County. We're going to go to Frankie Brown, the P&A announcer, in just a few minutes with that one. But a big night here, a lot of excitement over this one. I want to tell you, this is the pregame show brought to you by McGregor Group Heating and Air. McGregor Group Heating and Air are here for all of your heating and air conditioning needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance, offering high-quality products with a highly qualified staff. McGregor Heating and Air wishes the Tigers a hot winning streak this year and hopes they stay cool under pressure. I think we can be resting assured that McGregor Group will be working on heaters more this weekend than probably air conditioners. Cool night here at Tiger Stadium. A strong northwest wind here at game time. Temperature supposed to be falling steadily through the 50s as this game goes along. More like football weather. It just took us about 7 weeks to get there.
It's perfect football weather tonight, Dennis, and getting back to the air conditioning heater question, my air conditioning is certainly looking forward to the rest right now, and so is that light meter that goes round and round and round.
Yeah.
And that I wonder how long I can keep the heat from being turned on.
Yeah, it's going to be nice seeing some smaller numbers on that bill, that's for sure. Caldwell County is going to come into tonight at 5-2 on the season. A tough loss against Mayfield last week. Mayfield is the real deal. They came in, they proved themselves against a strong Caldwell County defense last week and scored on the first 5 or 6 possessions. So that's a team that's in all likelihood the big favorite to make it to the state championship later on. I think it's first weekend of December. But there's a road to get there for them, and they've got to play some tough teams. Caldwell County's got to take care of business tonight. It's a district game, and you can't come out and lay an egg on senior night with a district game going on, even if it is against a team that's going to come into tonight 0-7 on the season.
And just having the game with Mayfield in our rearview mirror, just talking to Wayne during our pregame show, we just couldn't finish drives in that game, and that's going to be a point of emphasis, I think, from him the rest of the season to try to get to second and short, third and short, and keep drives going. We went down the field on Mayfield on our first drive, elected not to go for the field goal and got stuffed.
And Bob, I hate to cut you off there. We've got senior night activities starting here, so we're going to turn it over to PA announcer Frankie Brown for the activities.
Our second manager tonight is Kaylin Grimes. Kaylin is the daughter of Josh and Sherry Grimes. She has been a manager on the team for 2 years. Now introducing our football players. Number 30, Max Ashley. Max is the son of Marie Barbosa. He has been on the team for 4 years and is a defensive back.
Max Ashley, one of 6 seniors tonight for the Caldwell County Tigers.
Number 4, De'Eric Hollowell. De'Eric is the son of Erica Barber and Antonio Wharton. He has been on the team for 3 years and is a running back.
And a good running back at that, Bob. He's going to get some college offers for sure.
Outstanding.
Flowers being given out down for the parents.
Number 15, Ben Holt. Ben is the son of Sean and Amy Holt. He has been on the team for 4 years and plays strong safety.
And the leading tackler for the Tigers this season with 68 tackles on the year.
And an outstanding football player, and he's going to see some college offers as well. He's also the grandson of Dennis Cox.
Number 63,
Minus
Devin
Cox, I should
Kilgore.
say. Not Dennis
Devin
is
is
his
the
grandfather.
son of Kelly and Justin Coleman and Barry Kilgore. He has been on the team for 4 years and is a defensive end.
And one of the standout defensive players on this team,
Yes.
Bob. We'll go through a Friday night, call his name at least half a dozen times.
He's always in the thick of things, that's for sure.
Number 75, Luke Stallings. Luke is the son of Bobby and Ronnie Stallings. He has been on the team for 4 years and plays offensive line.
There's not going to be a lot of holes to fill next year, but that's going to be a big one on that offensive line.
Definitely a 3-year starter and a big-sized kid, too.
Got the coaching staff lined up, congratulating these players and parents.
Parents at one end of the spectrum and the honorees at the other end with the coaching staff in the middle.
Number 8, Aaron Ziobro. Aaron is the son of Rob and Tina Ziobro. He is being escorted tonight by his aunt and uncle, Yvette and Chris Nelson. He has been on the team for 1 year and is a safety and wide receiver.
And Bob, he plays hard when he gets into the ball game. A kid that could really start for a lot of teams in the area. He's a good football player.
And has excellent hands, too.
At this time, we would also like to recognize 2 senior players who are no longer with us but remain in our hearts. Number 42, De'Aaron Hamilton. D.D. was a son of Cynthia Hamilton and Dion Hamilton.
This team has experienced a couple of tragic losses from the player ranks as well as a legendary coach.
And
this
number
season.
58, Avery Warfield. Avery was the son of Wendy Hooks and Ricky Warfield.
Young man killed in a four-wheeler accident a while back, Bob, and they still carry
Let's
the jerseys
give a big
out
round of applause
with
to
the,
our
towing
seniors
costs.
representing the Tiger football team and their parents. At this time, we will release the team to go back to warm-ups before we continue with the senior night activities.
And I think the plan is for us to stay with the senior night activities here, Johnson. We'll stick with what Frankie brings to us here with the rest of the seniors tonight. Here about 24 minutes before we kick this one off on the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show.
And one of the things that the Tiger seniors are doing is presenting each of the mothers of the 2 deceased players a a flower each, which is a really, really outstanding gesture.
It's a pretty touching moment. These kids have grown so much off the field with the things that they have faced, losing a couple of teammates and losing just a legendary coach at the start of this season. A lot of lessons these kids have learned over the course of their 4 years here at Caldwell County.
Next, we would like to recognize our senior cheerleaders. First, Zoe East. Zoe is the daughter of Amber and Ben Foster and Les Bryant. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years.
I'm trying to get them situated in there for photos.
Next, we have Callie Merrick. Callie is the daughter of Tiffany and Shane Spurlock. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years.
That's something to say when you got a kid that has participated all the way through each year of high school.
Jaylyn Mullen. Jaylyn is the daughter of Jaron and Brian Phelps. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years.
Jaylyn Mullen, I'm going to give her the Toughness Award because still in her uniform, even with the bitter conditions out here tonight.
And now introducing our senior members of the Band of Pride. Kyra Deering. Kyra is the daughter of Amanda Childs and Jason Deering. She has been a member for 5 years and plays the trumpet.
And we love having Todd down on the field this season to get a better pickup of the band. They do a great job year in and year out here at Caldwell County.
Savannah Dunning. Savannah is the daughter of Karen Dunning. She has been a member for 5 years and is in the percussion section and color guard.
Looks like several band members tonight, senior band members to be introduced.
I was just looking at it, Dennis, probably
Wyatt Dyer.
12, 13.
Wyatt is the son of Anthony and Dana Dyer. He has been in the band for 4 years and plays the tuba. Amy Farmer. Amy is the daughter of David Farmer. She has been a member for 4 years and plays the flute.
Bob, I would assume just like in football, the band, if you've got a 4-year member that can really lead the new kids coming up through the ranks and give them some
Gina
tips.
Hardrick. Gina is the daughter of Sheila Hardrick. She has been a member for 4 years, 3 years playing the bass clarinet and 1 year as field commander.
And the field commander for Caldwell County's Band of Pride. I was saying they're just as important, I would assume, with a band
Knight.
as with a football team.
Justin is the son of Jason and Melissa Knight. He has been a member for 2 years and plays the alto saxophone.
I hope these parents make the crowd look a little bit bigger tonight because between the weather and the 0-7
Grace
opponent.
Littlepage.
I think I
Grace
count
is
10
the
so
daughter
far in the
of
Fort
Tina
Campbell
Tom.
section.
She has been a member for 4 years and plays the alto saxophone.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about going past taking our shoes off to count Fort Campbell's side tonight. Not a big
Elena
crowd.
Lynn. Elena is the daughter of Will and Amanda Lynn. She has been a member for 4 years and is in the percussion section.
Well, people that don't think the band really puts in the practice, they start in the dead of the heat
Olivia
of summer.
Martin. Olivia is the
Martin's
daughter of
introduced.
Joe and Tina Martin. She has been a member for 5 years and plays the flute.
These kids really go at it, put a lot of hours in at practice in the summertime that goes unnoticed, and put on a great performance this season out on the field with the marching season.
In one of the last
Daylin
middle school
Murphy.
football games,
Daylin
there were
is the
probably
daughter
45
of
kids
Jeremy
in the
and Heather
middle school
Murphy.
band in
She
the
has been a
stadium
member for
playing
6
that
years
night.
and plays
So looks like
the
help's on the
alto
way for the band.
saxophone.
Try not to talk while we're introducing these players.
Maddie Terrell Travis. Maddie is the daughter of Amy Terrell. Maddie has been a member for 5 years and plays the mellophone.
Could you pick a mellophone out if they put it in a lineup?
It would have to look mellow.
Mandy Wallace. Mandy is the daughter of Monica Brown. She has been a member for 6 years, 3 years playing the flute, and 3 years as field commander.
A 6-year member of the band. Pretty impressive.
Let's give a round of applause to all of our seniors and their parents for their hard work and dedication to Caldwell County football, Caldwell County cheerleading, golf, and band. Let's show these families how proud we are of them for wearing the blue and the gold for the Caldwell County Tigers.
And a big night here as senior night concludes. We'll have about 18 minutes before we kick this one off. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. We'll start breaking this game down, take our first trip down to the field with Todd. So stay tuned. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show on Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Now that the days are getting shorter, your friends at Penny Rile Electric would like to talk about light bulbs. Sounds like a bright idea, doesn't it? Changing your existing bulbs to LED bulbs not only saves energy, but money. While LEDs may cost more initially, they last much longer, up to 12 times longer than conventional bulbs. Plus, they only use about 1/3 to 1/4 the amount of electricity. The next time you shop for light bulbs, make the switch to LED. A message from Penny Rile Electric, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, getting paid for your injuries, for your lost wages, and for your pain and suffering can be difficult. Attorney Matt Schock in Princeton, Kentucky can help. Call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT. Attorney Matt Schock is an experienced personal injury attorney. Initial consultations are free, so call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT.
This is an advertisement.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC.
SportsEdge.com. We promised a new day in local sports coverage, and we delivered. But don't take our word for it.
It keeps you updated on all your sports education stuff, just going back and looking at the plays and everyone's games.
It gives us good feedback, and it gives us another way to look at our plays and stuff, that it shows us the highlights from our games.
It shows us our mistakes.
YourSportsEdge.com.
Ladies, all the latest trendy boutique styles are waiting for you at Magnolia 2 Boutique in Hopkinsville. We have an amazing selection of apparel that celebrates women of all ages, sizes, and styles. You'll love our jewelry, accessories, and handbags, including our new Bed Stew collection. And we have entire rooms dedicated to curvy size styles and shoes. Our selection and prices cannot be beat, and we can't wait to see you. You'll find us at 5120 Princeton Road, Hopkinsville, or shop with us online at Magnolia2, that's TOO.com.
Back to Tiger Stadium. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Just about 15 minutes away from kicking this one off. Caldwell County, Fort Campbell tonight in a district matchup here at Tiger Stadium. The regular season home finale for the Tigers tonight as we had senior night activities the first part of the program tonight. Bob, Fort Campbell comes into tonight 0-7 on the season, ranked right at the very bottom of Class 2A in Kentucky. They will more than likely play Ballard Memorial to see who gets the opportunity to play Mayfield in the first round of the playoffs. So one of these two teams, Ballard Memorial or Fort Campbell, will make the playoffs, even with a record that may not indicate playoff worthiness.
That's for sure, and Ballard just got their first win last week. As we've stated before, Fort Campbell is still winless, and maybe their only hope to get a win is next week against Ballard Memorial. So now, one of those two teams will have the dubious honor of playing Mayfield, and round one of the first district playoffs.
And about 14 minutes before we kick this one off, 47 degrees on the field already. We thought it might be in the 50s. It's going to drop pretty quickly tonight, a strong wind on the field. Also, offensively for Caldwell County, they just need to come out, take care of business, do what they need to do. I look for a big dose maybe of De'Eric Hollowell. I don't know if the Tigers are against the wind in whatever quarter they have that. It's going to be a little bit difficult to throw the ball with. It's going to be short passes. I don't think you're going to go deep very much, maybe a little bit over the middle, but a lot of receiver screens for Caldwell County, maybe somebody out of the backfield. But a strong win. But I suspect De'Eric Hollowell will touch the ball quite a bit early.
I would think that our game plan is not to do too much fooling around tonight, Dennis, with a stiff wind. I do look for us to put it in the air some, but I think Fort Campbell's going to get a strong dose of De'Aaron and also Logan Smiley and maybe Travion a little bit tonight, even before we may get into the running clock situation. And, you know, that wouldn't upset us too much to get out here early tonight.
Right.
Get home and get under that warm blanket.
Yeah, maybe watch a little Big Blue Madness later on tonight. The season, you said it's the season of the running clock. This could be our 6th game out of 8 so far this season. We've been on the better end of it all but one time. Last week against Mayfield, not in our favor, but running clock, a distinct possibility tonight.
That's always a possibility, and of course, with this game tonight, we then really have to get tough next week as we go on the road to Murray and play Murray, which is going to be what we feel one of the better competitive games of the year for the Tigers, other than Hopkinsville and Mayfield and Christian County.
And that game could well have on the line a first-round home playoff game for the winner. So a lot on the line for that one. Just about 12 minutes to go before we kick this one off. Let's take our first trip down to the field tonight with Todd Griffin.
All right, thanks, Dennis. We're down here on the sideline, and I can give you the weather report from down here. It's cold. How about you, Gary?
I think the band should play the 4 seasons in honor of the fact we've experienced all 4 seasons today. It's cold.
Yeah, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, it was 70 degrees. It's not 70 degrees right now.
No, this is definitely a cold, wet night, but if the wind was not blowing, it would actually be pretty good. The field's in great shape, and we've got a game to play last time I checked, a district battle no less.
And thanks to the Hardy fans that have come out tonight. We know there's lots of other things going on in the sports world. Big Blue Madness is tonight. Some teams playing in the National League Championship Series. I can't remember which teams, though. Gary, do you remember?
The 3 and the 4 seeds. That's all I know.
All right. Close enough. Yes. So there are other things going on, but seniors celebrated before the game tonight, and a bunch of them, just 6 on the football team this year, if I counted right, but always a big night for senior night.
Yes, definitely so. The band was honored, as well as the managers and cheerleaders, and they put in a lot of time, and it's wonderful that they get the recognition. It's early this year because our last 2 regular season games are away games. It looks like the national anthem's about to be played. We're going to go to that, right, Todd?
Yes, we'll get the band now with the national anthem. Caldwell County Band of Pride with the national anthem as the Tigers get set to take on the Fort Campbell Falcons here at Tiger Stadium tonight. About 10 minutes away from getting this one underway, and again, a sparse crowd tonight. Enough of a breeze down here, though, that both of these teams like to throw the ball a little bit. Could affect the passing game a little bit, Gary.
I would hope, though, that the Tigers stick with the run game tonight as much as possible, although we saw last time that we had a less than formidable opponent, we were a little flat, and we don't need to be flat this week because we have a pretty big game next week against Murray High, and that's probably going to factor into whether we have a home playoff game in the first round or not. So I would like us to stay with a strong effort where we come out and go ahead and just not try to mess around and just get touchdowns, get the running clock going, and be ready for that big matchup.
And we've seen the last couple of years, even though the Falcons don't have a great record, they do have some kids that can hurt you a little bit, and the quarterback they've had the last few years has been pretty good.
I've always looked at Fort Campbell in this recent run and thinking that if they had the stability and if they had a little bit more, I guess you could say, roster depth, they look like they always have about 5 or 6 players that can hurt you. They just simply don't have the depth or the continuity due to their unique situation.
Again, Tigers and Falcons in a Class 2A First District contest here tonight at Tiger Stadium. Dennis, that's the way it is down here on the sideline. Just a little wet. Field looks in good shape, but going to be a cold night at Tiger Stadium.
All right, Todd, thank you for that. And we got a report from a friend or two of ours that are listening from a little bit warmer destination tonight down in Florida. Ty and Molly Englebright listening, 81 degrees where they're at tonight. So a big difference there than it is tonight here at Tiger Stadium, where it's in the upper 40s and falling quickly through the course of this game. We've got the captains just about ready on both sides for the coin toss. Coin toss will be brought to you tonight by Travis Construction and Concrete. Travis Construction and Concrete for your construction and concrete needs, as well as driveways, porches, foundations, basement walls, decorative concrete, remodels, and more. Good luck, Tigers, this year from Travis Construction and Concrete. Bob, the guys were talking a little bit, and we may see the Fort Campbell quarterback that the guys mentioned in the pregame there, but it won't be early on because suspended at least for the start of this ball game tonight. So they're going to start Jordan Edwards, from what we're told. Really plays receiver. This will be his first action at quarterback. So I kind of look for Fort Campbell to maybe try to keep the ball on the ground, but I don't think they're going to have a lot of success running against that defensive line for Caldwell County.
Their work is definitely cut out for them, and when number 4 is their starting quarterback, he is dressed and on the field, so we would assume that sometime tonight he'll get in the game. Number 4 is Matthew Middleton, who has been he's going to be sitting the first part of the game due to disciplinary reasons this week at the high school, we understand, along with 2 other Fort Campbell players, and we don't know who they are yet.
So just over 6 minutes ago before we kick this one off, the 6 seniors going out as captains tonight for Caldwell County. 4 kids on the far side for the Fort Campbell Falcons. As we get set to have the coin toss for this one and get this one underway, players shaking hands. We're going to send it down to the field for the coin toss with our man Todd Griffin.
Yeah, Dennis, definitely a little breezy out here on the field. That could affect the game a little bit tonight, and you might be able to hear that rustling through the microphone too as we listen into the pregame coin toss here.
Henderson, it's Leif Riggs. Anytime you got a question to ask, come up to one of us, okay? If I holler Captain White, expect one of you guys to run to me. Captain Blue, one of you guys run to me, okay? So sportsmanship. Y'all know it, right? So we're going to have good sportsmanship. Blue don't talk to White, White don't talk to Red. Remember, come talk to us. Visiting team is a spokesperson. This is National Federation coin. So it makes that the heads. It's got tails on that. Call it in there. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. Sir. Tails. It said tails. It's heads. You want to toss.
Defer, second half.
Defer. Okay. Which way you want to kick?
All right, guys. Ben Holt says the Tigers defer after winning the toss, and Fort Campbell is going to get the ball first tonight. Tigers will be kicking off toward the big Tiger on the school. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Todd, for that report. Hey, John. All right, back here. Thank you, Todd, for that report down for the coin toss tonight. About 4:42 from kicking this one off. Bob, I think Caldwell County is playing about 750 ball on coin toss this year. I don't know if that's going to mean anything in the game tonight. They did win. They're going to defer to the second half, so Fort Campbell will get first ball tonight. Before we get to that, we're going to take time, as we do every Friday night here, and have our prayer for these players, and we'll do that right now. Holy God, thank you for another Friday night. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the field tonight, and we also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible. In Jesus' name we pray.
Further, Lord, we ask that you give continuing comfort to the Barnes family, courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Coach is getting some instructions from the officials. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be kickoff time for this one. It's Caldwell County and Fort Campbell here from Tiger Stadium. We'll be back in just a minute. This is Tiger Football on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
We've all heard the phrase, service above self, or servant's heart. There are some that actually live by this. We call these folks hometown heroes. Nominate your hometown hero by going to WPKYonline.com and clicking on Hometown Hero. They just may be recognized as the Hometown Hero of the Month. Time for talk is over. It's game time. Caldwell County football lives on WPKY. Let's check in with the WPKY sports crew live at the stadium.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. This is WPKY Princeton. Time to get this one underway pretty soon. 2 minutes to go before we do that. Bob, before we get to the kickoff, I do want to mention something that we usually get in the pregame show, the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. We had a lot of senior announcements tonight, so we'll get that now. The injury report brought to you by Dr. Mike Littlejohn. Dr. Mike would like to wish the Tigers a safe and successful season, and Dr. Mike Littlejohn is your one-stop shop for all of your sports medical needs.
In the injury report, Dennis, is that Riley Orange was back in action last week. Michael Vickery is still out with the dislocated or broken kneecap, has resumed running a little bit, probably will not play tonight, and maybe questionable for next week. And then another young man that I just found out been injured all year, injured in the first day of practice, is Billy Wallace. So he's still unable to join the team and get back on the field. So all in all, a good we're in really, really good health.
Well, that's great, as the Tigers have a game they should handle tonight. As we said, Fort Campbell 0-7 on the season. Caldwell County at 5-2, and really doing a great job offensively. The Tigers averaging better than 32 points a contest this season against a pretty stout schedule when you figure in the Christian counties, the Hopkinsvilles, the Mayfields, and the such in there. Owensboro also in on the mix. Fort Campbell, on the other hand, averaging less than 14 points a game and nowhere near the type of schedule. It's about time for kickoff. Kickoff is brought to you by Purcell Tire. Let's kick off this school year right with a free vehicle checkup from Purcell Tire. Trust us to keep your vehicle running great so that you'll never be late for school or work. Purcell Tire at Highway 62 West in Princeton. Also online at www.purcelltire.com. And Bob, you'll tell us who's going to sponsor our first quarter, and we'll get this one underway.
And the first quarter is going to be brought to us tonight by Cozy Living. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique has been under the ownership and management of Pam and Hab Haberlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. Stop in and see Pam. Always discounts going on out there. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Now for the play-by-play on the kickoff, Tiger Sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Blake Viverette has it teed up at the 40. Hopefully it won't blow off with the wind going on. He puts this one in the air against the wind. Bob, I'm going to pull that cord just a little bit. Thank you. Received by Fort Campbell. They get around the side, flag in on the play. He's knocked out of bounds on the return at the 45-yard line. flag thrown about 10 yards behind that. We'll see what that one is on. Normally would go against Fort Campbell in that neighborhood. We'll check and see what the call is from the White Hat.
And number 13 was the return man on that team, Dennis, and we do not have his number on our list here. So.
And the call was holding. No, sir, we do not have a 13 on Fort Campbell's roster that was printed out. Holding called on Fort Campbell on the return, so that's going to back them up to the 24-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10. Fort Campbell does have the wind at their back, and it's a considerable wind to start this ball game.
Wind would be blowing from right field to left field if we were sitting up here behind home plate.
Fort Campbell is going to go out of the shotgun. Number 6, Edwards, starts at quarterback. He's going to keep it. Option play, still has the ball, turns down the option to pitch, gets it up just past the 25-yard line. We'll call it the 26 on the spot. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8 for Fort Campbell. As we said, quarterback Jordan Edwards starting tonight for the Falcons in place of Matthew Middleton. Falcons are one of those rare teams anymore, Bob, that goes to the huddle. So it'll be some time in between their plays that we'll get to see how they're going to line up. They're going to come out, put one in motion out of the shotgun. Hand off, and it's going to be thrown for a loss. Tiger defense all over that one, all the way back to the 21-yard line. Number 10 on the carry, that's Connor Brinkmeyer. Back to the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Fort Campbell.
Fort Campbell with a long situation now, 3rd and 13.
Caldwell brought the pressure on that, brought the blitz. I think Holton on the tackle for that one, among others, for Caldwell County. Edwards still in the shotguns, got one back to his left. One receiver far side on the right. Edwards rolls to the left, turns it up the field, and may get back to the original line of scrimmage. But it'll bring up 4th down early on a 3-and-out by Fort Campbell. Ball's going to be spotted at the 24-yard line. Just underway here in the first quarter, no score. First possession for Fort Campbell.
We'll see how the wind affects this punt.
If he can get it up in the air, it ought to go considerable. These are the ones I'd like to have behind my golf shots that I always somehow keep low anytime I've got the wind at my back. Punt formation, high snap, reels it in, gets the kick away, kicks it straight up. This is going to be great field position for the Tigers. Goes out of bounds from the 24. They're going to spot it. Referee still moonwalking it backwards. Going to spot it at the 31-yard line. So a 7-yard kick for Fort Campbell. Russ Bashir is going to bring his crew out with great opening field position for their first drive. 1st and 10 Tigers. Bobby couldn't get the wind behind him, having to rush the kick like that. High snap. He was fortunate to even pull that one down.
He did. He made a great play just to catch that ball over his shoulder and get the ball off without it being blocked.
Direct snap goes to Derek Hollowell, trying to get around the far side. Turns the corner, turns it upfield. He's got some room. A couple of blockers in front of him. Touchdown, Tigers. One play, 31 yards, Derek Hollowell. And just like that, Bob, 6-0, Caldwell County. Viverette will come in and try to add the extra point against the wind. I guess that would be a Bob Seeger extra point.
Against the wind.
Logan Smiley with the hold. It may be way too early.
This game
for that,
may get out in early. We might start singing.
We might start saving some of these good ones for later on. Smiley's going to hold. Referees stop it. Offsides against Fort Campbell. So they're going to move it half the distance.
I don't think you can decline a penalty like that. I think you can't decline it.
So Smiley's going to spot this one at the 9-yard line, so a 19-yard extra point attempt. Viverette puts the foot to it. Kick is up and good. So with 9:30 left to go in the first quarter, Caldwell County draws first blood. It's the Tigers 7, the Falcons nothing. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook Modern Woodman, K.E.'s Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Penny Royal District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Penny Royal Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County 7-0. Extra point was brought to you by Taco John's. What's better than a taco? A bunch of tacos. Try 6-pack in a pound. And, Bob, that's been our eternal question all season. Is that a meal that you keep for yourself or share with somebody else? 6-pack in a pound at Taco John's in Princeton.
When play slows down here, Dennis, I'll tell you a little story about. I was at Taco John's one day this week. Tell you who I ran into.
All right. Kickoff fielded at the 6-yard line by Fort Campbell. Comes up the field, up the middle, hit at the 20, and brought down. They might give him forward progress to the 21-yard line, but not much more, as Fort Campbell will get the ball for the second time tonight, 3 and out on the first attempt. Bob, I hit Taco John's just about every Sunday, and John Paredes works there. And that's an exceptionally polite, nice kid that will rip your head off on the football field. He's a great kid.
I ran into John this week.
His
grandmother was out there, and she came over to me. She had done some work for the church construction that we had going on this summer, she and her husband. And so John was in there eating, and I went over and introduced myself. And she's the grandmother of not only John Paredes, but Angel Long, who's one of our offensive line starters. I had a chance to talk to John. Really well-mannered, top-flight kid.
Yeah,
really
great
nice kid.
Love seeing him every Sunday when I go get my granddaughter's kids meal at Taco John's. Empty backfield for Fort Campbell. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Jordan's going to keep it, takes it to the right. Nothing on that one, may even lose a yard back to the 20.
I think they're going to give him a little bit to the 20 and a half maybe. Or, no, they're going to give him the 20.
Ball spotted right on the 20, so they'll lose one. Second down and 11 coming up. Edwards, as we said, steps in at quarterback tonight, has not played a down at quarterback all season. You can tell he's an athletic kid. He's got some speed looking to get to that outside, but Caldwell County is so far sealing everything off for Fort Campbell.
Great pursuit on that play that time by the Tiger lineman.
They'll go into the I formation out of the shotgun, up the middle. First back through, gets it out to the 23-yard line.
That was Brinkmeyer on the carry then for Fort Campbell.
Third down and about 7 coming up for the Falcons. As we said, we look for this one to be really lopsided tonight. Started out one play, Derek Hollowell took it to the house on his first carry. So going by script right now, 8:14 left to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Tigers. Fort Campbell comes out of the huddle. They'll send a receiver wide on each side. One in the slot goes in motion. And flag on the play. I think it may have been a delay of game as the play clock down to 0. So it'll be 5 yards deeper for the Falcons. Third down and 12 coming up now. Excuse me. Cool night here. You can still feel the breeze coming in here. I like where we're sitting a lot better than being in the stands on a night like this. It went from almost summertime like to almost early winter time like tonight.
Definitely a 30-plus degree drop from 2 o'clock till now.
Edwards in the shotgun, takes a snap. He rolls to his left, looks down the field, wants to throw, chased, throws complete at the 30. And Caldwell County doesn't let it go any farther than that. Jack Stevens in on the tackle along with number 30 for Caldwell County, Max Ashley. I think Max Kramer also in on the tackle. Fourth down and about 2 for the Falcons of Fort Campbell.
Looked pretty good on that pass, Dennis. Had this receiver open and made us commit because he looked like he was going to run the ball.
Fort
Campbell
Campbell's going to
going
go
for
for it early here at their own 30-yard line. Snap is back. He runs into his back. Now it's Edwards, tries to get around the corner. He's not going to get there. Doesn't even make it back to the 30. Great pursuit by Caldwell County on that one. I think that play was slowed down a lot as Edwards ran into his running back. Travion Samuel in on the tackle for the Tigers, and Caldwell County will take over on the turnover on downs.
At the 20.
See where he's going to spot this one at. We'll call it the 28-yard line. So another short field for Caldwell County as we go under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Tiger defense standing up tall the first two drives by Fort Campbell. Snap back to Hollowell. They're going to try the same play again. Tries to get out to the outside. This time he had a little more pursuit. It's going to be knocked down near the sideline inside the 25-yard line. They went with that direct snap again that worked so well on the first play. They spot this one at the 25-yard line. Russ Bashir is going to come in at quarterback and maybe touch the ball the first time tonight, Bob. Third play of the game. And the quarterback just now gets it. Hands off to Hollowell. Again, looking to that left side. Fort Campbell pursues that one well. Flag comes in late. It's going to be a hold called against Caldwell County as Hollowell tried to get to that left side again. Run it till they stop you, Bob, and that's what Caldwell County has done so far. Every play has gone to that side of the field. This one's going to push Caldwell County back to the 37-yard line on the holding call. So it's a three-receiver set to the right, lone receiver to the left. Hollowell in the backfield. Bashir looks down the field. He's going to keep it. Pocket collapses, and he's brought down near the line of scrimmage. Nobody to throw to for Russ, and that'll bring up 3rd and long for Caldwell County. Tigers will keep two backs in the backfield. There was a lot of pressure on that. That pocket didn't last long for Russ on that one as Fort Campbell brought the pressure. Russ takes it, drops back, looks down the field, wants to go long. This one's going to be overthrown. He was looking for number 30, Max Ashley. That one thrown about 7 yards too deep. 4th down coming up for Caldwell County. And it looks like they may come in. They are going into punt formation, trying to pin Fort Campbell deep. Wouldn't rule out a fake punt here as Branch is lined up at the 50. Branch rolls, looking down the field. Now he's going to put the ball in play. Kick is up, goes out of bounds. And there was a lot of contact, but no flag. Ball goes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. I think Caldwell was looking for a little roughing the kicker call on that one, but Branch, with that rugby-style kicking, Bob, I don't know that you are going to get as much sympathy out of officials.
Probably not.
As you're looking down the field with the possibility to take off on the run. So Fort Campbell comes back out for their 3rd drive of the night. Ball spotted on their own 16-yard line. Edwards stays at quarterback. Compact package. Hands off to number 10. Gets it up across the 15. I think that's Brinkmeyer again.
About the 18.
18-yard line. Travion Samuel on the tackle for the Tigers.
2nd and 8 for the Falcons from the 18-yard line.
So Falcons keeping it on the ground. By and large, they've had one big completion tonight. Well, I won't say big. It's about, 8 yards, Bob, 8 or 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
2 receivers each side for the Falcons. Edwards takes it, rolls right. It's complete at the 25-yard line. This is going to be enough for a 1st down and then some for Fort Campbell. Ball is going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. So a 1st down for the Falcons. Rolling screen set up there, and they connected.
Nice pass and nice catch.
Trips at this time to the left, one to the right for Edwards. He's got a back deep. Edwards keeps it, turns it up the field, gets back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard more. Not much there. 2nd down and 9. We'll call it for Fort Campbell. Fast first quarter. We're down to 4:20 left here in the first. Edwards will come out of the huddle. Bob, it's just so unusual to see a huddle team anymore in high school football. Edwards is going to have 2 receivers on each side. One back in the backfield. Edwards is going to roll this time to his left, throws down the field. That one is no good. That was almost a really nice catch by number 16, Raymond Barnett. If he could have gotten his hands under it just a little bit more, picked it off the ground, but the referee right there with the play ruled it incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Falcons.
That was the first incompletion that Fort Campbell's had tonight. There are 2 out of 3. Facing 3rd and 9.
2 receivers set near side. Same for the far side. Edwards rolls, drops back, throws, incomplete. Nice coverage by Caldwell County on that one. I think that was Ben Holt on the coverage.
Almost lucky he didn't get that one picked off.
So that'll bring up 4th down and long for Fort Campbell. Caldwell County is going to drop Barron Wells back. .349 to go on the incompletion clock stop. Fort Campbell set for the snap. It's going to be a fake across the middle and incomplete. He had his man, Bob, right at the 45-yard line. I just think the kid just couldn't reel it in. Had some good coverage on it. But he had the throw and he had his man, just not able to reel it in. So another turnover on downs by Fort Campbell gives it to Caldwell County at the Fort Campbell 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. Russ Bashir has a player in motion. Swing pass over to Smiley. Smiley catches it, gets up across the 30 and brought down at the 28-yard line. Nice pickup on 1st down by Logan Smiley. Down to the 28-yard line of Fort Campbell. Bashir quickly back to the line. 3 receivers set to his left. Snap is back. Hollowell, spin move in the middle, hit, pushing the pile, still digging, got the legs moving, and they finally whistle it down at the 26-yard line, but a strong run by De'Eric Hollowell. He had about 5 white jerseys on him, Bob, and still trying to push that pile.
And he pushed it further than what they have given him.
3rd down and 2 coming up for Caldwell County. Got Travion Samuel in the backfield. Snap, handoff up to Hollowell, hit and push back. We'll see where the spot is. It looks like they have it.
Yeah, I think he got, I think they're going to mark it just inside the 25, maybe the 24 and a half.
And they're signaling for a stop. They're going to measure this one. Hear Frankie Brown say, why did they pass around? Referees were playing catch a little bit before they spotted that one. But they are going to bring the chains out for a measurement. Ball spotted about a football length inside the 25-yard line. So, Bob, your old crew comes on the field, gets some spotlight action on a Friday night. The chain gang on the field. We'll see where this measurement goes. You want to call this one?
I think we're maybe just a tad bit short, Dennis, from they were throwing the ball around. I don't think we got a good mark. I think we are short. Yeah.
It's going to be short by about the length of a football. 4th down. Caldwell County almost assuredly will go for this one. I don't think I think Vibrett has plenty of leg for a field goal attempt, but you've got a strong wind that would be right in his face right now, and that would make it better than a 40-yard kick. It'd be about a 42-yard kick from here. So Caldwell County is going to bring in a heavy line. You've got Travion Samuel coming in probably to lead block. Caldwell County only needs about the length of a football to pick up the first down. 2:26 on the clock here in the first quarter. Caldwell County takes a snap, goes to Van Hoosier, turns it up the field. He's got the first down and more. Tate Van Hoosier picks up the first down. First downs this season brought to you by our friends at Lake Barkley CrossFit. You can never be too healthy, too strong, or in too good a health. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level and are always free to come and try. Lake Barkley CrossFit, where the athletes train. Snap back to Bashir, drops back. He's going to get hit on the blitz. Nobody picked up number 10 on the outside. Connor Brinkmeyer come in untouched. Wrapped up Russ Bashir from the back.
Loss of 8 yards on that play.
And I think the Tigers are going to take a timeout on that one. Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one. 1:52 left in the first. This is Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
This is Kathy Wynn, and I would like to invite you to come experience Farmers Bank. I have worked here for more than 25 years, and I love taking care of our customers. I have no doubt you'll enjoy banking with us, so come by and see me at our main office to set up your account. And don't worry if you have small children, bring them with you, because we've got a kids corner to keep them busy while we take care of you. Being customer, community, and employee-driven is what we're all about, so stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Timeouts this season brought to you by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs. Bob, I don't think the coaching staff was at all happy. Nobody picked up that outside blitz, and Russ took a pretty good hit from the blind side on that one. Fortunate not to cough the ball up, but the Tiger sideline called the timeout immediately. Coaching staff out talking to that offensive unit.
Somebody definitely missed a blocking assignment on that play, Dennis, and obviously I believe he heard about it in the huddle.
It's going to bring up second down and long for Caldwell County as we go under 2 minutes on the timeout. 1:59 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 18 for the Tigers. 2 receivers each way. Hollowell in the backfield. Quick hit to Hollowell. He's got some blockers downfield across the 30. The 25 lowers his head and goes out of bounds at the, we'll call it the 21-yard line. Somebody in white's going to get credited with the tackle, but I think they took more of the punishment than what Hollowell did on that run. Derek lowered his head, dealt out the hit on the run. 3rd down and about 9 now for the Tigers. 2 receivers set each side. Hollowell to the left shoulder of Bashir. Bashir looks to the sideline, maybe changing plays. Snap back to Bashir. He's going to roll to his left, looks down the field, has got some pressure, gets hit and wrapped up at the 30-yard line. Russ couldn't find anybody open, and it's Brinkmeyer again. The kid's having a whale of a game on the defensive side of the ball early in this contest, as the sack takes Caldwell County all the way back to the 30-yard line.
4th and 19 now for the Tigers.
Brings up Trip Branch again to put the punt down the field, but a surprising first quarter, Bob. I think Fort Campbell showing a little bit more than everybody had planned tonight, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Just a 7-0 lead for the Tigers as we near 1 minute to go in the first quarter.
And we've been in Fort Campbell territory the whole entire first quarter.
Tripp punts it on the run. Nice kick. It's going to be touched. I think Caldwell County is going to recover at the 2-yard line. That one touched on the fly by Fort Campbell. Tigers come up with a big turnover. So a great job.
Max Ashley.
Max Ashley on the recovery. Good kick on that's just a touch kick by Tripp Branch. Great job by him. Caldwell County comes out with that heavy backfield. Tate Van Hoosier takes the direct snap, turns up, and it's touchdown Tigers. 2-yard run, Tate Van Hoosier. Caldwell County turns the turnover into points with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Viverette will come out and try to tack on the Taco John's extra point. Couple of one-play drives for the Tigers, one at 31 yards, one at 2. Viverette lines this one up. Logan Smiley will be the holder. Snap down, kick is up, and good. So with 50 seconds left in the first quarter, it's the Tigers 14, the Falcons nothing. Back in 30 seconds, you can follow Tiger Sports on yoursportsedge.com.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Treasures Remembered, Wallace Toy, Josh Ray, Woodman Life, Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, Jeff Russo, attorney at law, Pet Grooming by David Rogers, Taco John's, The Joint Barbecue, and by Community Medical Clinic. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium, Caldwell County scores on a 2-yard run. Tate Van Hoosier, 14-0 Tigers. And Bob, as Viverette tees this up, I want to mention a couple of big games next week. Of course, these Tigers will be in Murray for, in all likelihood, a game that determines a first-round home advantage in the playoffs. Then you've got the Caldwell County Lady Tigers soccer team advancing to the regional tournament. That'll be played next week. They'll have the second game on Monday night from the Stadium of Champions, and that will be on the air about 7:15 for that one. Kickoff fielded by Fort Campbell at the 15, returns it to the 22-yard line, and the Falcons will take over from there. But congratulations to the Lady Tigers for advancing to that regional tournament. Could have wished for a little bit better draw, though, in that one as they draw the Henderson County Lady Colonels, although those two teams played earlier in the season, and Caldwell only lost that game 3-0. So Henderson, a perennial power. Caldwell County Lady Tigers are looking for that signature game, and that may be the one as they start second region tournament play Monday night from Hopkinsville.
You just never know, Dennis, what happens in postseason play.
On the air with Mitchell Scott Monday night about 7:15 on 1580 103.3. And it's a change at quarterback. Middleton keeps it, gets it up near the 30-yard line to the 31-yard line. Middleton's punishment, I guess, maybe for a quarter as we are 30 seconds from ending the first quarter. Middleton, a pretty decent quarterback, has got fair numbers. Thrown 5 touchdown passes, although has put it up and been picked off 6 times on the season.
Ran really well on that particular play and got himself 9 yards, second and short for the Falcons.
So Matthew Middleton, number 4 at quarterback, extra tight end in for Fort Campbell. Handoff goes to Brinkmeyer. He looks over the right side, picks up maybe 1 on the play. And that'll take us down to the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play, it's Caldwell County 14, Fort Campbell nothing. We'll be back for second quarter action in 1 minute. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Now come into KFC and get a free chocolate cake with a 10-piece meal. It's free. It's free chocolate cake. How else can I say it? It's a whole chocolate cake that you don't pay any additional money for. See, that's the arrangement. I don't know how else to explain this. You buy a 10-piece bucket meal. I slide an actual chocolate cake made a real actual cake across the counter. You take it, and we both go our merry ways. So come on down to KFC. Get your free cake today. It's finger-licking good. Offer excludes 12-piece tenders meal, limited time only, participating locations.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, all-wheel drive, 19,000 miles. NADA retail, $23,650. Trice priced at $21,500.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or TriceHughes.com.
And welcome back here to the second quarter. Fort Campbell in their backfield set.
Middleton's going to look up the field, incomplete. And a flag afterwards as Jordan Edwards and I think that was Max Kramer had a little chit-chat after the play. Flag comes in, dead ball foul is going to go against Fort Campbell. So not a lot of contact. I'm sure it was a lot more talking, but as you can hear this year with Todd on the sideline, he gets in that coin toss. These referees tell the players before the game, you don't talk to the other team. And this one is going to cost the Falcons 15 yards on the penalty.
Back to the 17, so it's going to be 2nd and 24. We remind you this second quarter is being brought to you by Cozy Living, Interiors and Boutique, under the ownership of Pam and Hab Haverlock. Stop by and see Pam. Several sales going on out there all the time. Cozy Living, Interiors, everything a home should be.
Second quarter, Caldwell County leading this one 14-0. Middleton takes it, looks around, he's got a lot of pressure, throws, incomplete, and it's caught over there by Caldwell County. We'll see if he brought it down. Interception, Caldwell County. Great job on the sidelines. We'll try to pick this number up. And that's number 30
Max
for
Ashley.
Caldwell County. Max Ashley with a great job, great concentration, able to get the feet in on the sideline. Fort Campbell sideline was saying it was out of bounds, but Ashley, a great job to keep that one in. Turn over to Caldwell County. That one coming just 15 seconds into the second quarter. That was a play that started with a lot of pressure from Caldwell County on Middleton. He had to get rid of the ball, found a receiver near the sideline. Their receiver tipped it, ours caught it. Hollowell is going to try to get out on the left side, turns it up across the 20, hits another guy just shy of the 15-yard line. Falcons knock him out at the 17.
A run of 10 yards or 9 plus.
Yeah, it's about 2nd and a half yard coming up. Hollowell doesn't run out of bounds. He lays a lick on you and then goes. Whistle's going to stop play on this one. I think Fort Campbell may have called a timeout on the field, so we'll take one with them. 11:37 to go in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Have a great design idea for a t-shirt?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need new envelopes for the office? NewDirectionPrint.com.
New employee needing business cards?
NewDirectionPrint.com. Event coming up and need flyers?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need a new sign or banner? NewDirectionPrint.com.
Direct mail, graphic design, printing copies, and more. Learn more at NewDirectionPrint.com.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 11:37 to go in this one. Caldwell leads at 14-0. And in great field position after the Max Ashley interception. Derek Hollowell has them 2nd down and short coming up from the 17-yard line of Fort Campbell as Caldwell County looks to tack on to this one. Bob, the Falcons really started out pretty nicely on defense tonight, holding Caldwell County at bay, if you will. Only 7 points in the first 10 minutes or so of the quarter. Caldwell County is going to bring in a heavy line right now. They'll put Smiley in motion. He takes the pitch. Trying to get to the right side, hit from behind, and they may call a horse collar on that one. Flag goes down in the vicinity where Smiley was pulled down. I think his run is going to get him up to the 15, but we'll see what the flag is. And it's going to be a hold against Caldwell County. Really kind of was anticipating that to go against the Falcons, but the hold on the run by the Tigers will back them up. We'll see where they spot this one. I think it's the 28-yard line. They'll put this one on. So we're about back where we started from on this drive.
And 2nd and 10.
Bashir fakes the handoff to Hollowell. Quick pass looking for Ashley. Ashley in double coverage, incomplete, and probably fortunate to be incomplete. One thing that Fort Campbell is doing, they're getting some pressure. They're getting through that line and giving Bashir not the time that he's normally accustomed to get rid of the football. He's having to rush on several plays tonight. So Bashir gets back up. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Bashir takes it, drops straight back, looks down the field, over the middle, incomplete.
And that was nowhere near a Tiger receiver on that particular play, Dennis. So
He was looking for, I think that's Smiley over the middle, but that one behind Smiley and low. No chance for Logan to reel that one in. 4th and 10 coming up for the Tigers. They do have the wind at their back should they want to try the field goal attempt. They're going to bypass that. 2 receivers set each way for the Tigers with Hollowell in the backfield. Pressure coming up And this one's going to be blown dead from the side. Flag at the 28-yard line near side. Fort Campbell jumped on that one, so that'll make it 4th and 5 now coming up for the Tigers. A little bit more manageable. Bob, this is going to take some touch if they do decide to go in the air, because you've still got a strong wind coming right now.
It's the flag is starched out here.
Bashir takes it, hands off to Hollowell, pushes the pile near the 20, but I don't think he got any farther than that. Pile stops. They're going to mark it at the 20. So Fort Campbell holds, and it'll turn it over to the Falcons at the 20-yard line. Bob trying to check the weather, see about how the wind is right now. It's only showing an 8-mile-an-hour wind, obviously much harder than that flag standing straight. As Fort Campbell will take over from their own 20-yard line with 11:05 left to go in the first half. Tigers still leading 14-0. A little bit stiffer defense from Fort Campbell than I think anybody really anticipated tonight. Offensively, they'll hand off up the middle. Brinkmeyer finds a small hole, gets 2, maybe 3 on the play. I think it's Van Hoosier in on the tackle for Caldwell County. So 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 7 for the Falcons. Visiting team breaks the huddle. Bob, still a seat or two left across the way on Fort Campbell's side, as is Caldwell County. Probably the smallest crowd so far this season. Middleton looking to take the snap, ball on the ground. Middleton drops back. He's going to go down around the 15-yard line. That was a snap that went out a little bit wide, tried to get the left hand on it, couldn't reel it in. And the loss takes it back to the 15-yard line. 3rd down and long coming up now for the Falcons as we go under 10 to go in the first half.
3rd and 15 for Fort Campbell right now.
Caldwell County came through the line. They picked a bad time to mishandle the snap. Caldwell County had good pressure on that play. Middleton's going to keep one back into his right shoulder. 2 receivers set each way for the Falcons. Middleton takes a snap, looks down the field, had a little bit of room. It's going to be snuffed out, though, as he's going to be thrown for a loss before he could even get back to the 15. Down to the 11-yard line. So 4th down and 19. Falcons will bring out the punt unit, and they'll be kicking against that strong wind. So Fort Campbell is trotting a player out late on this one. Caldwell County has the back deep at the 41-yard line. Should come in with great field position. Kick is up. And this one is going to be let go by Wells. Now he picks it up on the bounce, tries to turn it around. Bounced at the 41. Wells picked it up about the 43. Tried to make his turn at the 45, gets it back to the 44-yard line. Not the best decision for Caldwell County on that one, but didn't really hurt them too bad.
Lucky we didn't fumble that one.
Not tonight with a cold and the wind that you really want, but none the worse for the wear on this one as Caldwell County comes out 2 receivers each way. Bashir drops back, goes down the field, and had his man open, had Wells. They got away from double coverage, but over his head, incomplete. And, Bob, you got to suspect that maybe that was a little bit of the wind coming in from the northwest here tonight.
Caldwell County is still yet to run a play in their own end of the field. We've been in Fort Campbell territory the whole night.
2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Bashir quickly complete to number 2. Has some room, spins out of a tackle across the 30, brought down at the 25. That's Max Kramer. on the receiver screen, brought it back to the middle, and a big pickup by Max Kramer. That's a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for the Tigers, all the way down to the 24-yard line. Bashir hands off to Hollowell up the middle, lowers his head, gets it near the 20 before it's finally whistled dead. Down to the 21, and I think if they'd given him a couple of more seconds, Bob, he was still pushing that pile, would have had it down to about the 18.
He never gives up, Dennis.
Keeps those legs turning like you teach a running back to do. Two-back set now with Bashir. Smiley to the right. He'll take the handoff, and he's going to be pulled down, maybe a yard loss on the play. We'll see where they spot this one officially.
Who was the ball carrier then?
Logan Smiley on the carry. They'll put it back down at the 22-yard line. Third down and a short 8 coming up for the Tigers. Keeps Hollowell in the backfield. Trip set to the right. Snap is back. Bashir looks over. Tipped and incomplete. Looking for Smiley on the play. That one's incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down and 7 is what they're calling it. Almost had a number of fourth down opportunities tonight, but having trouble against a pretty pesky Fort Campbell defense. 2 receivers each way. Wells and Smiley near side. Bashir wants to go over the middle. This one into triple coverage. Incomplete. Looking for Branch on the play, but Branch well covered. Bashir just tried to gun that one in and almost did. He thought he'd found a seam a little bit high, especially with that wind at his back. So another turnover on downs. There's been a lot of these for each team tonight. Fort Campbell's going to take over again at their 22-yard line. Fort Campbell defense, Bob, has been impressive.
They have been. I don't know whether the cold conditions, the windy conditions, or a combination of both are causing the Tigers problems tonight.
Trip set to the left, but Middleton hands off up the middle. Brinkmeyer on the carry. Gets it out to the 24-yard line. Down to about 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Tigers leading this one 14-0. Fort Campbell has not really threatened at any point. They've had 1 or 2 first downs tonight, but the defense has really played outstanding for the Falcons. Kind of surprising a lot of folks in the stands tonight and the booth. Caldwell County showing blitz with Samuel. Samuel comes, he's picked up, throw down the field, incomplete. Pass was short, nice coverage there by number 30, Max Ashley. Third down and 7 coming up for the Falcons. Incompletion stops it with 6:39 to go in the first half, excuse me. Stay tuned. Coming up at halftime for the halftime report brought to you by Little Caesars. We'll have all of the first half stats. Talk to our guy Todd Griffin down on the field. All that coming your way on the Little Caesars halftime report. Falcons line up looking for a first on 3rd down and 7. Trip set to the right. Middleton goes left. It's complete. Got his man. He's hit at the 30 and brought down at the 32-yard line. Still going to be a little bit shy of the first down, Bob. We'll see what they do.
They're going to go ahead and get him.
They're going to give him that one. Well, they had the ball marker on the far side, and that spot on the field did not really match up, but it is a first down for Fort Campbell. I thought he was about a yard short. So 1st and 10, Fort Campbell. Compact set now, 3 receivers to the left, and Brinkmeyer nowhere to go on that one as he's tackled behind the 30, back to the 28-yard line. Caldwell had that one snuffed out from the beginning. He ran straight into a wall after the handoff. So 2nd down coming up for the Falcons. Brinkmeyer in the backfield with Middleton. 2 receivers split wide on each side. Man coverage for the Tigers. Snap back to Middleton. Looks down the field. This one's going to be picked off at the 43-yard line. Caldwell County's Jack Stevens on the interception. So another turnover by Fort Campbell. That was good coverage by Jack Stevens. Had a bead on that one the whole way, had tight coverage, shoulder-to-shoulder coverage. And he comes away with the pick at the 43-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Caldwell County. Tigers put 2 receivers each way. Wells, the near receiver. It's going to be a swing out to Hollowell. Hollowell has some room on the side, pushed out of bounds from behind after a pickup down to the 37-yard line. Hollowell, a threat to break just about any time he gets it, and he's really like that left side. This time it goes flag on the play. Play goes over to Logan Smiley. Caldwell County, a lot of uncharacteristic penalties tonight, Bob.
Yeah, that
holding has really been a problem. So the penalty is going to back Caldwell County right on midfield. So Caldwell County still, Bob, like you said, has not been on their side of the field yet tonight, but still only holding a 14-0 lead on Fort Campbell. 2nd and 16 for Caldwell County. Hollowell takes it up the middle, trying to find a hole. Maybe picks up a yard on the play. They're going to whistle this one dead. Tempers flaring a little bit there in the middle. No gain on the play as the referee standing right at midfield again. 3rd down and long coming up for the Tigers as we go under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Bashir quickly back to the line, has Hollowell in the backfield, 2 receivers each way. Coach Will Barnes calls out an audible. Tate Van Hoosier, one of the 2 receivers to the far side. Wells near side. Bashir is going to roll. He's got some pressure, complete to Wells. Wells catches it at the 50, brought down from behind. And Wells looked like he went down a little pain. He hops up. But it's going to be 4th and long for Caldwell County. They'll bring out the punt unit. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Coach Will Barnes is going to have a lot to talk to at halftime about the Tigers as this defense is looking impressive by Fort Campbell. Kick is up on the punt. It's going to hit at the 20, take a Tiger bounce inside the 10, and stopped at the 9-yard line. Nice kick by Tripp Branch. And we have an even 4 minutes to go in the first half. Caldwell County leads this one 14-0. Bob, this may be what we talk about. You never count your chickens before they hatch in any high school sport because you don't know what's going to come out. This has been a different week for the kids. It's been fall break week, so you're out of routine, a big senior night activity before the game. And right now, I think the surprise of the game, beside the scoreboard, has been the defense of Fort Campbell.
I think you're definitely right on that point, Dennis, for sure. Is it at the 9 or 10?
At the 9. Out of the shotgun comes Middleton. He's got Brinkmeyer with him. Edwards in motion. Hand off to Brinkmeyer. Hit at the 5 and brought down. They're going to give him up to the 6. I was afraid they were going to call us for a face mask on the initial hit. But the ball is going to be spotted at the 6. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 13 coming up for the Falcons. Fort Campbell goes into the huddle. And it's going to be Middleton in the backfield this time. It looks like, is that another number that I'm not sure we have, Bob? Hand off to the deep back. Caldwell County keys on that one. They're going to bring him down inside the 5, back to about the 2-yard line.
Running attack is
28. That's Ethan Tomerlin. Ben Holt in on the tackle on that one. Brought the pressure. And Fort Campbell going backwards right now. 3rd down and a country mile from their own 2-yard line.
3rd and 17 for the Falcons. They're in dangerous territory right now.
Yeah, they're looking at a safety in the face right here unless they do something big. Middleton's going to take the snap in his end zone, rolls, looks down the field. He's got some pressure coming up, and it's going to be intentional grounding.
Yes.
You would think flags, now they come out. He had nowhere to go, pinned right by the goalpost, and it is intentional grounding.
That should be a safety, and it is.
And Middleton still on the ground in the very back of the end zone. So 2 points and the ball coming up for the Tigers as the trainers come out and take a look at Matthew Middleton still on the ground as that pocket collapsed all around him. So the safety will move it to 16-0 with 2.5 minutes to go. A little bit of timeout here on the field. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook, Modern Woodman, Kay's Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Penny Ryle District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Penny Ryle Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 16-0 now Tigers after the safety, 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bob, like we said, this is our last regular season home game. We hope after the Murray game that we'll have a first-round playoff game here, but a lot will be on the line as the Tigers hit the road to Murray next week to take on the Murray Tigers. And in all likelihood, unless there are some big surprises, that one will be for a first-round home field game as the playoffs will start here in about 3 weeks. Caldwell goes to Murray next week, off the week after that, finishes the season at Trigg County on the road in a much improved game against much improved team in the Trigg County Wildcats.
We certainly hope we play better next week than we're playing so far tonight.
Middleton able to get up and walk on his own power off the field, so that was a good sign. So the Falcons will have the free kick after the safety. Intentional grounding called on Matthew Middleton in the back of the end zone. Caldwell County's got a couple of players back deep, but this one's going to come still against a pretty stout wind, blowing kind of diagonal across the field, but still hurting Trigg County I would keep wanting to say Trigg County. I'm looking way too forward ahead on the schedule, looking at Fort Campbell as they
do
put
look
the
like
kickoff.
they have Trigg County uniforms on.
Ball fielded by Caldwell County at the 45. Hollowell finds some room on the right side, turns it back in. Maybe if he had turned outside, that one might have opened up a little bit more, but it's still a good run by De'Eric Hollowell as he gets back to the Fort Campbell 34-yard line.
It looked like he had that outside across the field from us, Dennis, but he chose to turn it back inside, and the Fort Campbell collapsed on him.
So we'll see what the Tigers can do with 2:22 left to go in this one. Show my age a little with a TV show that used to be called Room 222. Anytime I see that on the clock. Bashir in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to Hollowell. Had some blockers on that side. Tries to get around the left side across the 30, 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line.
Well, that's Travion.
Travion Samuel on the carry. I can't mess up your guy there, Bob.
No, it looked like a bulldozer.
Number 25, you get a head of steam on Travion Samuel, and that's a lot to bring down.
20-yard run by the young man.
So Samuel with the carry. Now Hollowell back in with Bashir. Bashir keeps it, rolls. Pass complete to Smiley. He's got his eyes on the corner, goes in. Touchdown, Bashir to Logan Smiley. As Caldwell County uses 21 seconds to increase the lead to 22-0. That play fooled Fort Campbell the whole way as Bashir was able to roll to his right. Had two receivers he could have picked from on that one. Smiley's the one he chose. And Logan takes it in for the touchdown as Viverette comes in to tack on the Taco John's extra point. This one up and good. So with 2:01 left to go in the first half, it's Caldwell County pulling away. The Tigers 23, the Falcons nothing. Back in 30 seconds. You can follow Tiger Sports all season long on yoursportsedge.com.
Come and shop the Harvest Moon Sale October 17th. Shop local and find great deals on fall fashions or get a jump start on your holiday shopping. Shop extended hours October 17th at these great locations: Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, Bows and Cleats Boutique, Feather Your Nest, Brantley Furniture, The Joshua Tree, Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, The Tin Roof, and West Market. Shop till you drop at the Harvest Moon Sale coming October 17th.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Bashir to Smiley on the touchdown, 23-0, Caldwell County. 2:01 left to go in the first half. Viverette has this one teed up at the 40. We'll see how much he can get under this one, try to get that ball in the air, and could pin Fort Campbell very deep on this one. This one kind of gets under it a little bit too much. Bounces at the 18, bobbled, still on the ground. Now Fort Campbell has no choice but to fall on it. And it's going to be spotted at the 16-yard line. Bob, we talked a little bit about Murray next week. I think they're playing Ballard Memorial, so you certainly expect a win from Murray in that one. That'll set up Tigers versus Tigers next week at Murray, with the winner securing probably a first-round playoff game at home. Spot that one at the 17, Bob. I'm sorry I messed it up on there, a yard. As the Falcons will take over 1st and 10 from their own 17. Pretty average starting spot for Fort Campbell so far tonight. Play clock down to 4 before it snapped, and he's not going to get back much more than the 14-yard line on that one.
Our run defense is just extremely stiffened in the last 2 drives.
Bob, I really think that Fort Campbell actually threw the ball a little bit better when they had Jordan Edwards in doing a little bit of roll. They caused Caldwell County a little bit of trouble on that. Middleton's come in, not to take anything away from him, but I think the offense has slowed down somewhat under Matthew Middleton.
I believe you've hit the nail on the head, Dennis. Their passing attack looked fairly formidable.
Out of the shotgun, Brinkmeyer, the back, trip set to the left. Middleton calls for the snap, looks down the field, pocket collapsing. This one incomplete. Nice coverage, Barron Wells on his number 21 counterpart, Nathaniel Massey, a junior. Massey jumped for a high throw, missed it, and then took the hit from Barron Wells. Incompletion stops the clock with 1:09 left to go in the first half. Little Caesars Pizza halftime show coming your way. 2 receivers each way. They're going to try to spread Caldwell County out on this one. Middleton in the backfield with 1 back. Looks on the slant, incomplete. No flag on the play. That was great coverage on that. We'll try to pick that number up. And I think a flag came in maybe late on that one. Did they throw a flag?
Well, yeah, they're going to mark.
They're going to mark it off against Caldwell County. Maybe some more jawing after the play on that one. I thought I saw a flag come in after the great coverage by Max Kramer. It's a personal foul, takes it all the way out to the 29-yard line. So you would assume the second time tonight there's been personal fouls called, each team having one right now. That one cost the Tigers 15 yards. Pitch is going to go to Brinkmeyer, tries to get to the outside, hit, stumbles, slowed him up just enough to be tackled, looks like for about a yard loss on the far side.
Or maybe they're going to give him the 30. Let's see.
Elijah Shaheen on the tackle. They do put it back to the 30-yard line. So Fort Campbell will start this play from their 30-yard line. They're going to call pass interference is what Todd's telling us from the field. I didn't see the flag come in on that until very late. Fort Campbell takes a snap. Matthew hands off, and nothing there for Brinkmeyer.
No gain, it looks like, or maybe they'll give him.
Give him to the 31-yard line, and that's pretty favorable. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. I'm not sure the Falcons will be able to get a play off. 3, 2, 1, and they don't get the play off, and we go to halftime. At the half, it's Caldwell County 23, Fort Campbell 0. We're going to take a break and come back with the Little Caesars Pizza halftime report, so stay tuned for that. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You're listening to Caldwell County Football on WPKY Princeton.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got my hearing aids at Audubell.
As a psychiatrist, I have to listen to my patients very well. And Audubell gave me my ears back.
And they've really changed my life.
I've been wearing hearing aids for 50 years, and Audubell is by far the best hearing aid.
I'm Donnie Baker, helping you hear well at Audubell.
Call Audubell for your free hearing test, 554-1900.
This is Todd Griffin with YourSportsEdge.com. I've been covering Caldwell County sports for over 30 years in our community. Sports is something most of us enjoy following, especially local sports. Join me for the latest Caldwell sports news every weekday here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and online at WPKYonline.com. You can catch my Caldwell County Sports Report 4 times each weekday during the 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5 newscasts. Plus, remember to go to YourSportsEdge.com for sports news 24 hours a day.
It's not too late to lease a residential, commercial, or agricultural propane tank, so you'll be prepared for this winter. Give Fortner Gas in Princeton a call today to get on their schedule now while prices are still low. If you are an existing Fortner Gas customer and refer a friend for a new tank installation, you'll receive 50 gallons of propane for free. Fortner LP Gas Company in Princeton, a locally owned family business since 1951.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
Are you overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
James Bond Roofing has been servicing the residents of Caldwell County for 25 years and has seen many years of Tiger sports accomplishments. They would like to wish all of the Tiger sports teams good luck this season. However, there are a couple players out there they are a little more partial to. So here's a big James Bond Roofing shout out to their very own Tiger football players, Ben Holt and Carter Jackson. Go get them, boys, and go Tigers!
It's all at your fingertips now at WPKYonline.com. Local video, local news, local sports, local weather information, and of course, contests. Plus, you can listen to us on your smart device. Just click the Listen Now button. We've made it easier to find your favorite information. WPKYonline.com.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to reach your fitness and well-being goals. Whether you're into yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, or weightlifting, Trilogy has something for the whole family. Family discounts available, and your first 2 weeks are free. Located in Princeton behind Cash Express. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports.
The Teams are in the locker room, and it's time for the Tiger Halftime Report on WPKY.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. This is the Little Caesars Halftime Report. Little Caesars of Princeton features the Quattro Pizza for $7. You get the latest experiment in a hot and ready chain. 4 different sections with a medley of cheese, meats, and bruschetta. Everyone gets what they want. Best of luck this year from the Tigers from Little Caesars of Princeton. Take a look at the scoreboard brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. Goodwin Insurance is your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. Here at Tiger Stadium at halftime, it's Caldwell County 23 and Fort Campbell 0. Murray leading Ballard in the matchup with our opponent next week, 31-0 right now. Murray Tigers all over the Bombers of Ballard County. Big matchup coming up next week between Caldwell and Murray on the road at Murray. While Bob finishes up the Poly Eyes first half stats, we'll send it down to the field with Todd Griffin and Gary Goodacre.
All right, thanks, Dennis. We're down here. It's still cold, but Gary, we're getting acclimated to it just a little bit down here.
It's still awful windy, but I tell you, though, the teams look like they're fighting the cold about as much as they're fighting each other. But there's some good hitting down here, and the Caldwell defense is definitely carrying the way tonight.
Well, and we talked before the game that Fort Campbell's 0-7, but not your typical 0-7. And you can see as the game goes along, especially on the defensive side of the football, they've got some kids that can play a little bit.
The one thing that I notice is both offenses look a little bit not used to this. I mean, you've been practicing in warm weather with dry footballs, and now for the first time you've got to simulate something you're not used to. Neither passing game looks quite crisp, and the runs don't seem to be quite as good as well. But I think that's just really they weren't ready for this. You can't simulate this type of weather after what you've had for 7 weeks.
Well, and it was 70 degrees earlier today.
I definitely think that this game is going to come down to just Caldwell's defense imposing its will, getting short fields, and get 2 more touchdowns, get to 37, I guess, and just get the clock going.
Well, and a couple of plays there in the first quarter that made a difference. One of them was the punt that touched the Fort Campbell player. It allowed Caldwell to recover the ball down at the 1. If you take that out of the equation, it's a really close ball game up till that point.
Yeah, we only had the one drive to get for the first touchdown. We got the gift at 14, and then we had some drives stall out. I think people weren't quite either running the right routes, maybe not making the reads, and then just dropping some balls. So what I think this is going to give the Tiger coaching staff an opportunity to look at is, what are we going to have to do to win next week? We're going to win this game. They're going to get the 2 touchdowns, but where does this put us for the game, for the home playoff situation against Murray High?
Yeah, I think maybe a lot of people caught looking ahead to next week just a little bit, and the situation tonight with the weather, with an opponent that's 0-7, Tigers battling a few injuries during the week. All those things just kind of came together, and you saw what happened.
Well, the good thing is our defense plays, and in the weather of this type with wind and cold, we're getting to the ball, we're getting negative plays, we're getting the sacks. The main thing we have to look at is we can't let that up. They could pop one. 10's a big running back. He looks like he can break one for about 15 yards. The quarterback, when he roll, well, they have 2 quarterbacks, but when they roll out, they look like they can get a little end for a 10-yarder. We just can't let them get a drive to flip the field. We need to get the ball, score, defense, score, and put it away.
Thinking back, Caldwell County won the toss here tonight. They deferred to the second half, so the Tigers will get the football to start the second half. Caldwell County did enjoy great field position there in the first half, and if you can come out and get some points on the board out of the break, I mean, yeah, I think you're well on your way to getting to that running clock.
Well, Trip Branch has done an excellent job when he had to punt. Their punter has not been as successful. I think a lot of the flipped field is due to our punting advantage. So Trip Branch has done a very good job in that respect.
Again, the score here at halftime, 23-0. The Tigers on top, pretty much in control of the ball game, even though it hasn't been what you would call a crisp game. But we mentioned the wind blowing across the field sometimes tonight. I think that's kind of making it tough for both quarterbacks to really get a whole lot on the football.
Yes, it looks like that the wind seems to be coming in our face in the second quarter. I thought we had a chance maybe to kick a field goal, but with the conditions and the wind coming at us, wasn't a good play. When you have the safety anyway, the extra 2 points you need, you just need the 35 from 5 touchdowns, and the 2 points gives you the 37 for the running clock, hopefully.
All right, Dennis, hopefully you guys are warmer up in the press box. It's, we're getting acclimated to it down here, so it's not too bad.
All right, thank you for that, Todd. Yeah, much warmer up here. In fact, we made the comment before the game before we went on the air. This is one of those games where if you don't have a kid playing, you're probably not in the stands tonight. But a kind of a smallish crowd here on both sides, but still a good game so far, Bob, as we get down to about 5.5 minutes before we kick off the second half. I think the surprise tonight has been really the Fort Campbell defense, although, like Gary said, Caldwell County is going to win this game up 23-0. Really no threat so far from Fort Campbell. But the offense for Caldwell County has not looked sharp tonight. The defense for Fort Campbell has caused them some trouble, and I think that'll show up in your poly-eyed stats of the first half.
It is a telling statistic, Dennis, that I'll get to here shortly. But let's review the scoring here in the first half. Here at halftime, Caldwell County up over Fort Campbell 23-0. The scoring got started for the Tigers early in the game on a 31-yard run by Derek Hollowell. The first play that Caldwell County ran from scrimmage. Blake Vivred adds the extra point. Caldwell County leading 7-0 at that time. Also in the first quarter, Tate Van Hoosier either on a 1-yard or 2-yard run after the punt was touched by Fort Campbell, recovered by the Tigers. Looked to me it was covered at the 2, but they said it was at the 1, just what Gary said. So we'll look that up tomorrow morning. That coming at the 52nd mark of the first quarter. Blake adds the extra point. Caldwell County leads 14-0 at that time. Then several opportunities passed by the Tigers. Tigers a little inept trying to get something going. Every drive that Caldwell County has started tonight has occurred in Fort Campbell territory. Finally, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half, the Caldwell County defense scores the next points for the Tigers on a safety where the Fort Campbell quarterback in the end zone intentionally grounded the football, resulting in the 2 points for the Tigers. Tigers leading then 16-0, and then on the ensuing punt by Fort Campbell, Caldwell County started the drive, ending in a 15-yard pass to Logan Smiley from Russ Bashir. Blake adding the extra point, that coming with 2 minutes and 1 second to play in the first half. Caldwell County leading 23-0 at that point, and that is our halftime score. For the Tigers tonight in the first half, Derek Hollowell, 10 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. Russ Bashir, 3 carries and a couple early sacks on Russ. He has a negative 17 yards here at halftime. Logan Smiley, 2 carries for a negative 4 yards. Travion Samuel, 1 carry on Caldwell County's touchdown drive to end the first half. 1 carry for 20 yards. And Tate Van Hoosier, 2 carries for 6 yards and a touchdown. Caldwell County rushing the ball 18 times for 63 yards. In the passing department, Russ Bashir not quite as crisp tonight as he has been throughout the regular season. He's 6 out of 12, no interceptions, 6 completions. Derek Hollowell, 1 catch for 8 yards. Barron Wells, 1 catch for 4 yards. Logan Smiley, 3 catches for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Max Kramer, 1 catch for 16 yards. Caldwell County, 6 of 12, no interceptions, and through the air, the Tigers with 52 yards. Adding to the rushing total makes the Tigers have total offense here at the end of the first half of 115 yards. For Fort Campbell, this is the telling statistic here in the rushing department for Fort Campbell. They rushed the ball 20 times tonight and have a negative 2 yards. Caldwell County's rushing defense showing up well and showing up really midway through the first quarter on into the second quarter. In the air, Fort Campbell was 3 out of 12 with 2 interceptions, those interceptions being 1 by Max Ashley, 1 by Jack Stevens. The 3 receptions netted Fort Campbell 34 yards. So here at halftime, in the first half, Fort Campbell with only 32 yards total offense. The Tigers 115 yards of total offense. And it was the defensive effort of Caldwell County that has produced Caldwell County with 2 one-play drives tonight and 1 two-play drive tonight. So it's not been pretty, Dennis, but it's fairly effective. And as we pointed out, 2 more touchdowns will get this into a running clock situation, and we can look forward really then to next week against Murray.
Yeah, in fact, I think a lot of people probably thought the running clock would be in play by the halftime mark here, but that Caldwell County defense on the drive that ended up with the safety against Fort Campbell, that line was really coming through. You also had Ben Holt coming in. They were pushing Fort Campbell back play after play where Fort Campbell was just losing yards. You finally had the quarterback at the very back of the end zone just trying to get rid of the ball as he had pressure from both sides coming in. They were about to sandwich him. In fact, did leave him laying on the ground for just a few minutes before he was able to get up and walk off. But a great job by that Tiger defense tonight, minus 2 yards rushing by Fort Campbell in that first half. That's a pretty good nail to hang your hat on right there. On the other side of the ball, Caldwell County's offense, 23 points on the board. You're up 23-0. Most people say, hey, that's a pretty good game. But they're not as sharp as what you would really expect or what the Tigers have shown this year. Usually Russ in the neighborhood of 75 to 80% completions. Tonight on that 50% mark. Caldwell County had several drives start in the in fact, all of their drives started in Fort Campbell territory, but a lot of them snuffed out with a couple of them snuffed out with fourth down turnovers on the
right passing completions,
change of possessions,
and we just weren't effective. But as you just pointed out, and what Gary and Todd on the sideline said, the rush defense for the Tigers really took hold, and Fort Campbell was under. If he had not, the quarterback had not intentionally grounded the ball, he was going down for a safety anyway.
Right.
So that really was moot how we pick up the safety. But they kept going backward on that drive. Their offensive linemen either not knowing who to block or just overpowered by a Tiger rushing lineman. Our defense, the second quarter, played well. In the first half, Fort Campbell had probably 16 yards rushing. Second quarter, a negative 18. So that kind of tells the tale of how Caldwell County became more stellar in the second quarter against the run.
Yeah, we started out this game with De'Eric on that 31-yard run right off the bat, one play, touchdown Tigers. In the back of my mind, I thought, well, can you get 36 points in the first quarter? I mean, it looked like it was going to be that type of night, leading to the forecast of a lot of people tonight coming into this ball game against an 0-7 Fort Campbell team. Fort Campbell kind of stiffened up at that point and held it close for a good part of that first half. Caldwell County now comfortably in front, 23-0. But I still don't think you can let your foot off the pedal if you're Caldwell County. You've got to try to get this in and get a running clock going. If this thing goes the distance, I think in the back of Caldwell's mind, there might be a little question on how they played tonight to let a team like Fort Campbell stay in this one without a running clock. So I think something to prove for that Tiger offense as they come back out on the field here for this second half. We'll get the first ball of the second half as we won the toss and deferred to receive here in the second half. Under a minute to go here at halftime. That's going to do it for the halftime report, brought to you by Little Caesars of Princeton. They feature that Quattro pizza. For $7, you get a pizza with 4 different sections, a medley of cheese, meats, bruschetta. Everybody gets what they want, so stop in. It's ready to go for you out at Little Caesars. You can stop in also with the Crazy Bread's good, a favorite of my granddaughters. I mean, we get that at least once a week with the Crazy Bread from Little Caesars. So pull up, order it, take off, man, you're in and out, and you've got some great food there from Little Caesars.
And Dennis, we want to thank Polyeyes for featuring and sponsoring the stats that have just given here at halftime. And we also would like to remind our listeners that the third quarter of tonight's game is going to be brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, under the ownership of Pam and Hab Haverlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are also your local U-Haul dealer. Stop by, see Pam. Pam generally, anytime you're in that store, can generally find something on sale out there. Stop in and see Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, everything a home should be.
As the players come back out on the field, getting ready to start this second half, Caldwell County leading this one 23-0. And our MVP showing up at halftime here with food, and we love this every time we have a ball game, Bob. Sometimes it's hard to sit here and look at it for a couple of quarters.
And they're on my stat sheets, too.
So we appreciate Heather always taking care of us up here in the booth with food every ball game. Fort Campbell's going to kick off as we start the second half. They're going to try an onside kick. That one doesn't go 10 yards before it's covered by Fort Campbell, so Caldwell County will have possession. That one went about 8 before it was covered. And the flag comes out on that one.
Caldwell County should take possession right there at the.
And it's still going to be in Fort Campbell territory.
Yes.
So Caldwell County yet to start a play on their side of the field.
And the
ball
clock
covered right there. So spotted at the 48-yard line. So Caldwell County will take over there, 1st and 10, to try to get those 2 touchdowns that Gary Goodacre talked about at halftime. Get this thing into a running clock situation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. You got Wells near side. 2 backs in the backfield flanking Bashir. Russ takes a snap, hands off to Logan Smiley, tries to get around the right side. He's got some room across the 45, 40, still up the field on his feet, inside the 30. Finally knocked out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And I don't know what Heather brought, but whatever's in that styrofoam container smells really good from here. 1st down.
better from my perspective, Dennis. I'm closer to it than you are.
Lake Barkley CrossFit 1st down for Logan Smiley. 1st down for the Tigers at the 21-yard line. Bashir drops back, looks to the end zone, throws over the middle, complete to Van Hoosier, slips on a wet field, goes down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. We'll call it the 18-yard line. I'm sorry, Bob. So complete. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Tigers. Bashir, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off again to Smiley. Tries to get around the left side. Pulled from behind as he gets close to the 15-yard line. So a big dose of Logan Smiley to start the 2nd half here for the Tigers. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Tigers. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bashir, Smiley, and Hollowell in the backfield. Again, hand off to Smiley up the middle, down to about the 10-yard line.
Definitely enough for the 1st down.
1st down, Lake Barkley CrossFit 1st down for Logan Smiley. Lake Barkley CrossFit sponsors our 1st downs. You're never too healthy, too strong, or in too good a health. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for everyone. Bashir is going to roll right, has some room. If he keeps it, looks to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete, low throw. He had number 10, Connor Brinkmeyer, in chase. Would have been a tough throw for Bashir anyway. Incompletion stops the clock with 10:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down. And the ball spotted where you can still get a 1st down just outside the 10. Bashir takes a snap, drops back. He's got some pressure, throws, incomplete. Had to rush that throw looking for Logan Smiley. Fort Campbell has found some success tonight, Bob, with the pressure. They really rushed Russ a lot tonight.
As Gary and Todd pointed out, they have 5, 6, 7 kids that really play well. Just not a lot of depth, and they've created some problems defensively for us tonight.
Some of the most pressure I think Russ has had all season.
I think so, except for maybe Hopkinsville and the Mayfield.
Snap back to Bashir. Hands off to Hollowell. Makes the cut up the middle of the field.
Chugging
still
hard.
Turning. And this may be one where he got down. It's going to be close to a 1st down.
It's a 10-yard gain.
And it's just outside the end zone. And they're going to say 4th. It looked like, I mean, you can't get much closer to the line without picking up the 1st. I thought that was surely going to be 1st and goal. Caldwell County's going to bring in the heavy backfield. He got Van Hoosier to take the direct snap. Tate takes it, turns it up, and just walks it in just across the goal line and stops. So touchdown, Caldwell County. Tate Van Hoosier with his 2nd score of the night. That one coming at 9:52 left to go in the 3rd quarter. I don't see how any team could stop that group on the field on short yardage because there's some horses in there. Viverette in for the extra point. Kick is up. Low, but it's good. 9:52 to go in the third quarter. Caldwell County now out in front 30-0 over Fort Campbell. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Treasures Remembered, Wallace Toys, Josh Ray, Woodman Light, Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, Jeff Russo, Attorney at Law, Pet Grooming by David Rogers, Taco John's, The Joint Barbecue, and by Community Medical Clinic. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
We are back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County well out in front now, 30-0, scoring on their first drive here in the second half. Want to remind everybody, soccer action coming up on Monday night. The Caldwell County Lady Tigers making it into the second region tournament. Their opening game is against Henderson County. That one, the second game on Monday night from Hopkinsville. Mitchell Scott will be on the air around 7:15 for that one, so be sure to tune in. Or better yet, take a radio over to Stadium of Champions and support the Lady Tigers. Viverette with a good kick. This one's going to go into the end zone, almost touched by number 13 for Fort Campbell. Pulled his hands back at the last second, so the touchback will give it to Fort Campbell to start their second drive here in the second half. Bob, we've said that Lady Tiger soccer team is one that nobody really wanted to draw in the region. They can pull the upset, and that would be a big one. They played Henderson County to a 3-0 match earlier in the season, so well capable of pulling off that upset. It'll be a good one.
Can't take anybody lightly in postseason play.
Ball spotted on the 20 on the touchback. Fort Campbell comes out. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. And miscommunication on the snap count on that one as Fort Campbell takes off up the field. Everybody but the center in on that one. And that'll back Fort Campbell up to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 15 coming up for the Falcons.
These brownies are pretty good, Dennis.
I'm going to have to put you on a play-by-play and try one of those meatball subs over here in a minute. Those things smell great.
I think I'm going to let John keep stats. I'm just going to dig into brownies over here.
We'll let John be a one-man band up here. We'll put Tess on. She's got the camera. We'll throw some headphones on her. Hand off to Brinkmeyer, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. More of that crushing Tiger run defense tonight. These guys are not letting Fort Campbell run hardly out of the backfield on any play tonight. A big loss again, all the way back inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
7-yard loss then.
So 9:30 to go here in the third quarter, and Fort Campbell in a hole again.
Dangerous territory for the Falcons.
They're familiar with this area tonight. They've been here a lot. They try to change the play. They've got a trip set to the right. Lone receiver to the left. Quarterback takes it, looks down the field. Scrambles, trying to get rid of it, throws, has a receiver in mind, but incomplete. Middleton really ran for his life, had a couple of Tigers chasing him along that goal line. Tries to get it out to Nathaniel Massey, but throws it low. He was well covered. Third down and long coming up now for the Falcons.
3rd and 15 for the Falcons.
Caldwell County's defense looking for the pass, I'm sure, on this one. Falcons going to go empty backfield as they bring Brinkmeyer out to make a trip set to the right. Middleton drops back, looks down the field, wants to go long. This one in and out of the hands of Barron Wells. Almost had the interception. They were looking for Massey on the play, but really Wells had a great bead on it. Just not able to pull it in, but good coverage by Barron Wells. It'll bring up 4th down and 22 for Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell is going to go for, no, they're going to punt. Start to say they're going to set up empty backfield. They put number 5 through a workout on these punts. He runs back and forth across the line. Fake, and it's in and out of the hands. They had enough for a first down right at the 21-yard line, but they could not pull that one in. Fortunate for Caldwell County, they escaped a little bit of trouble there and will come over with great field position as they'll start out first and goal from the 8-yard line of Fort Campbell. But Bob, had that one been caught, he was on the first down marker and had a little bit of room in front of him as Caldwell County had dropped back looking for the punt. So Bashir will come out. Derek Hollowell in the backfield, 2 receivers each way. Smiley and Wells are going to put Smiley tighter to the line. Hollowell to the right of Bashir. Snap is back. Bashir drops back, looks to the end zone. He's going to be sacked for a big loss all the way back near the 25-yard line. And that has been what's caused Caldwell County some trouble tonight. Bashir just has not had the time to really step back into the pocket and look around. They're going to say the initial touch was at the 21-yard line. Second and goal now from the 21 for Caldwell County. Bashir takes it. He's going to drop back again. Quick pass over to the far side. And I think that's Branch. They're going to give him forward progress back up to the 21. So third down and goal from a long way out for Caldwell County. Pretty impressive defense by Fort Campbell.
Their defense is certainly not quit, that's for sure.
That would be a pretty interesting game to watch when they play Ballard. This time Bashir goes to the corner. This one's going to be intercepted by Fort Campbell at the 3-yard line. Bashir threw it up, and it's going to come down in the arms of a white jersey. First turnover of the night for the Tigers. And the defense for Fort Campbell shines again. You look at the score and you don't really realize how great a game Fort Campbell's defense have played, but they have really caused Caldwell County some trouble tonight. That offense has just not got on track, even though they are up 30-0, obviously doing a few things right, but still not the performance we've grown used to.
And again, Fort Campbell is in dangerous territory here, deep in their own end of the field.
So Caldwell County's defense is going to have to stand up here as Fort Campbell, quarterback in his own end zone, hands off and hit, brought down before the back gets to the 5-yard line. Brinkmeyer on the carry. He's been the workhorse on the ground for Fort Campbell. Gain of a yard on the play up to the 4-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Falcons with 7:16 left to go here in the third quarter. Big game coming up again next week at Murray. We'll be on the air at the usual time, so I hope everybody will tune in for that one. Hope to have the live stream going from Murray. Middleton in his own end zone. Takes a snap. Fumble, ball on the ground inside the 5. Caldwell County saying they got it. We'll see who comes up with it. Signal does go. Caldwell County. I think that's Travion Samuel, looks like, Bob.
Yes.
Number 25 with the big play and gives it to Caldwell County from the 2-yard line. First and goal, Tigers. See if we can punch this one in, get this clock ticking a little bit faster. So it's going to be Hollowell in the backfield to the left. Handoff to Hollowell. He dives and gets it over. Touchdown. Held the ball out, crossed the plane. Touchdown, Caldwell County. Derek Hollowell from 2 yards out. And that'll make it 36-0. That'll get the running clock going. It'll be Viverette to try to tack on the Taco John's extra point. 6-pack and a pound at Taco John's, one of the all-time classic. I'm still calling it a meal. I'm not sharing it. If we bring that up here, Bob, you and John are on your own.
That's about 3 meals for me.
Snap it a little bit high. Viverette with the kick. Good job by Smiley to get it down. Kick is good. 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Caldwell County now in a running clock situation. Tigers 37, Falcons nothing. Back in 30 seconds. This is WPKY Princeton.
Not too late to lease a residential, commercial, or agricultural propane tank, so you'll be prepared for this winter. Give Fortner Gas in Princeton a call today to get on their schedule now while prices are still low. If you are an existing Fortner Gas customer and refer a friend for a new tank installation, you'll receive 50 gallons of propane for free. Fortner LP Gas Company in Princeton, a locally owned family business since 1951.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Tigers out 37-0 in a game, Bob, we really thought this might be a second quarter score. The defense by Fort Campbell's played reasonably well tonight, really surprising at times. Caldwell County and Russ not able to get a lot of time in the pocket, but Caldwell County offense still finding a way to do it. And the capper comes off the big turnover on the fumble recovery by Travion Samuel, one play to De'Eric Hollowell. We've had, I know, 3 one-play scoring drives tonight, maybe 4.
3 one-play, 1 two-play.
Kick by Viverette is going to hit and barely scoots into the end zone. The back almost let that one go. Some spin on it. Puts it about a yard deep into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20 on the touchback.
And what Fort Campbell didn't do was to go back and protect the ball.
Yeah.
They were just watching. If it rolls dead at the 1, we recover. It's our football.
So Caldwell County comes out on defense. I would say we start to see some new numbers and some clean jerseys coming maybe start of the fourth quarter. Caldwell County still right now with the starters on the field defensively. Fort Campbell comes out, trip set to the right. Middleton at quarterback. Takes a snap, looks down the field, wants to go sideline, and this one's going to be a pass interference call, it looks like, on that far side. Did the flag come out?
Well, I thought he threw the flag. It looked like we were interfering with the reception.
And maybe got away with one there. They're going to take that one back to the 20. I'm like you, Bob. I thought that side judge was already grabbing the flag to throw that one. So changed his mind mid-call, so we'll take it. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Falcons. You're out driving around, everything half price at the concession stand. Drop on in. Trip set to the right. One receiver left. Middleton hands off to Brinkmeyer, and that run defense stout every play. He's going to get thrown for a loss.
Marked back by the 17, Dennis, or 16.
Elijah Shaheen on the tackle. Ball's going to be spotted at the
let's call it the 16.
16-yard line. Elijah Shaheen wrapped that one up in the backfield. Elijah, week in and week out, in the running for several awards after the ball game. We'll have that coming up on the Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show later on tonight. 2 receivers set each way. Stack the receivers, and again, the center didn't get the memo apparently on the play because he does not snap the ball on the count. And they're going to call delay a game. They tried to rush that one. It was going to cost them 5 yards either way. But the delay puts it back to the 12-yard line. We'll call it the 11-yard. I think it's closer to the 11, Bob. We're going to give that. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
As we go under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, running clock as Caldwell County finally crossed that 36-point mark, 37-0 Tigers.
3rd and 19 for the Falcons.
2 stacked receivers each side. Middleton throws, this time complete near the 20-yard line. Pass goes to number 6, Jordan Edwards, who started the ball game at quarterback tonight, makes the catch near the 20-yard line. We'll give it 21 on the catch. Paredes on the tackle. And it's 3:14 to go in the third. 4th and really 4th and 9 coming up for Fort Campbell. Caldwell showing a little pressure. They back out. Middleton backs up, has a little bit of room, tries to go, hit, slowed down, still on his feet, finally brought down. He's going to be well short of a first down as he does cross the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. Tigers take over on turnover on downs. And it looks like starters still in for Caldwell County as Bashir. No, it looks like Dyer maybe. Gabe Dyer coming out. Now a little confusion on the sideline. Coach Will Barnes calling the team back over.
Caldwell County takes over whenever we do get something going here at the Fort Campbell 27-yard line.
And it is going to be Dyer in at quarterback for Caldwell County. Still trying to get the play in. Play clock still with 15 seconds. 2 receivers each way for the Tigers. Low snap. Handoff, Travion Samuel, still on his feet, breaks a tackle at the 20, inside the 15, lowers his head at the 10, dives, and gets inside the 5-yard line. A great run by your guy, Travion Samuel, down to the 4-yard line of Fort Campbell.
A runaway bull on that particular play.
He got hit back at the 20, broke that one, and then it was get in front of him at your own risk as he gets down to the 4-yard line. Samuel stays in the ball game. He'll be to the left of Dyer.
You got to give him the ball now for the next 4 plays.
Trip set, handoff to Samuel. He's going to be hit in the backfield and driven back for, call it a 3-yard loss, back to the 7-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and goal for Caldwell County. 2 receivers set each side for the Tigers with Samuel to the right of Dyer. Dyer calls for the ball, rolls right, looks to the end zone, throws low and incomplete. I think he was looking for number 10, Clayton Wofford. Clock still running as we go under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers with this one in their pocket, 37-0. Dyer brings the Tigers to the line. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Dyer, quick toss far side, in and out of the hands of a Tiger player. And we had a player just leveled well past when the ball was there. No flag on the play. Looking for Kenyon Richardson, and Richardson took a pretty good smack after the ball went through. No call on it. 4th down and goal coming up for Caldwell County. They'll keep the offense on the field.
I think we're going to let the clock run out too, Dennis.
And actually the play clock is going to hit before the quarter clock does. So they'll have to, maybe they're just going to take the penalty or call the timeout. And it is a timeout called by Caldwell County right before the play clock ran out. 2 seconds on the clock for the 3rd quarter. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. You can follow Tiger football all season on yoursportsedge.com.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, Lawn Cutters Equipment LLC, Big John's Barbecue, Brantley Furniture, Bella Marie Boutique, Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, Fredonia Valley Bank, Great Wall of China, and by Farless Realty. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium, and a rare field goal attempt coming up. Field goal attempts brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials. Blake Vibrett will hit this one from the 14-yard line, so a 24-yard attempt coming up for Vibrett. If there's any wind at his back, it's helping him. Kick is up. And flag on the play. Offsides against Fort Campbell. Do we take the points or take the penalty to put us closer? Kick was good.
Yeah, we can't. It's only going to take us to the 3.5 yard line. We might as well take the points.
And they're going to say, I guess before the play, didn't give us time because we're still going to go for the field goal. Maybe before the snap they called that one, whistled it dead. So Vivrette gets another chance. Kick is up.
It was right straight through the
Plenty
center.
of distance and good. So as we close out the third quarter of play, it's Caldwell County 40, Fort Campbell nothing. We'll be back for fourth quarter action in 1 minute. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Is that a 20-yard?
We pride ourselves on friendly faces and convenient service. Our goal is to make your life easier, and one of the biggest ways we do so is with our mobile app. If you have a smartphone, this is definitely for you. Using the NXT app, you can check your balance, view transactions, make mobile deposits, and transfer money between your accounts. Did you know you can even make your loan payments? Give us a call or stop by our main office to set up the NXT app today. You'll be greeted by me, Lizzie Shelton, and I look forward to seeing you at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
WPKY. We're working hard for you.
And thank y'all for being here, WPKY, for a great job y'all do on it with the community and being out and being involved on everything. Great. Hey, y'all's programs are great. And what about those sports teams that we have on? Tigers, Lady Tigers on it. Just awesome that what we're able to do with them on it.
Thanks for your kind words. We're working hard to serve Caldwell County and you. 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Back to Tiger Stadium. The kick after the field goal bounces at the 6, picked up at the 4 as Fort Campbell goes far sideline, doesn't make it back out to the 20. Down at the 18-yard line. And, Bob, I'll let you tell us about Cozy Living.
Yeah, I would love to, Dennis. The fourth quarter tonight's being brought to you by Cozy Living. Interiors and Boutique under the ownership of Pam and Hab Haverlock. Hab is your local U-Haul dealer. Stop by and see Pam. Lots of sales, lots of everything going on in her stores on a daily basis. Stop by and see Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Everything a home should be.
Bob, we love all of our sponsors. They have been with us for a good while, as has a lot of our sponsors this season. We've got a few new ones also. If you're interested in advertising on WPKY, give the station a call any day, and they'll be able to send somebody to help you out and help your business grow. Pass from Fort Campbell. This one is going to be picked off. Nice play by Caldwell County as they tried to go, Fort Campbell tried to go down that sideline.
And is that Max Ashley again?
Baron Wells on the pick. It was going to be pretty much a jump ball, but Baron Wells did a good job on the block out on that one, got the great position. And Caldwell County is going to take over for the first time tonight in Tiger territory, as it'll be at the 45-yard line of Caldwell County. It's a pretty good night when your worst field position of the night is your own 45-yard line.
For sure.
That's where Gabe Dyer will come out and bring his offense out, 1st and 10. Running clock situation as the Tigers lead this one 40-0. Trip set to the left. Dyer takes it. Handoff up the middle. We'll try to get these new numbers coming in. Jameis Carnahan on the carry, and he's mentioned in one of our good sponsors, West Kentucky Memorials, on that field goal earlier. West Kentucky Memorials has locations in Princeton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville. Proud supporter of Caldwell County football, and especially of their son, Caldwell County Tiger, number 20, Jameis Carnahan. Caldwell County is going to go 2 receivers each side. Dyer calls for the snap. Hand off again to Carnahan. He's going to bring it near side. Looks to turn up the field. Couldn't find anything open on the outside, so he's going to be brought down. Go back to the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up for the Tigers, as Caldwell County is going to move to 6-2 on the season after this one. Dyer, as Fort Campbell shows blitz. Dyer looks to the sideline. Dyer calls for the snap, drops back, looks, going to go down the sideline. This one incomplete. Looking for Clayton Wofford. Pretty good coverage by Fort Campbell on that one. That'll bring up 4th down, and Tripp Branch will come out to punt this one away for Caldwell County. Cool night here. We'll try to check and see temperature as we get into this 4th quarter. Branch lines up, punt up, nice kick. It's going to bounce at the 29-yard line, take a Tiger bounce inside the 20. Still going all the way down to the 17-yard line, so a good job by Tripp Branch as he'll put the Falcons back deep in their own end again. And it's 40-0 Caldwell County as they'll bring the defense out. And Fort Campbell back in the huddle. Fort Campbell's going to come out, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Middleton still in at quarterback. Hands off to the deep back. Slips after he hits the line. Try to get that one outside. Doesn't have the footing to do it.
Got to lose 1 yard on the play.
Rinkmeyer. Temperature kind of leveled off now. 46 degrees is what we're showing with 7 minutes to go in the ball game.
Feels like one of those baseball games I call in the spring, Dennis.
And that was one of the heat wave games.
And that's without any glass in front of me.
Snap back. Middleton scrambles, tries to find some room up the middle. He's slung, avoids a tackle, gets it out across the 25-yard line. 26 is where they'll spot this one. So a pretty good run on a busted play by Matthew Middleton. 26-yard line and 3rd down now for Fort Campbell. Dual receivers each side. Middleton looks down the field, is going to try to keep it again up the middle, hit and dragged down, but it looks like he'll pick up enough for a 1st down out to the 32-yard line. So 1st down for Matthew Middleton. They have been rare tonight. Well, a lot of substitutes in right now as we see Gabe Dyer coming in also on defense. He's played quarterback the last few possessions for the Tigers on offense. As Ben Holt will come out, one of the 6 seniors on the squad tonight, playing his last regular season home game, hopefully not his last home game for the season. Trip set to the right, single receiver to the left. Middleton gets some pressure, scrambles, pocket closes down. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dragged down for a loss inside the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to give him the 29 as he tries to get back up.
Barry Cotton on the stop, nice tackle.
And a big area score I just heard from down the way. Madisonville leading Hopkinsville 20-6. Madisonville a much improved team on the season. Timeout on the field. We'll tell you about our friend that sponsors timeouts for us this season, Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and always ready to serve all of your legal needs. Here's to a great season for the Tigers from your friends at Russo Law. 5:09 left to go in the ball game. Caldwell County has this one in hand, just a matter of the final score at this point. While we've got timeout on the field, we'll send it down to the field with Todd Griffin.
Hey, Dennis, just wanted to point out, don't know if you guys mentioned this in the pregame or not, but senior night tonight and a couple of Tigers remembered. They've got their numbers down here on the field, De'Aaron Hamilton and Avery Warfield. Numbers painted down here on the sideline, and we've still got the goal number 22 down here on both ends of the field for Coach David Barnes. So, you know, kind of an emotional night for some people here on senior night at Tiger Stadium.
Thank you, Todd, for that. And am I back up, John? I'm not hearing it. Okay, back up on it. Thank you, Todd, for that report. And it's been an emotional season. And these Tigers, we talked about it a little bit in pregame, Todd. These Tigers have really faced some situations, losing teammates and losing coaches over these seniors' 4 years here. As the snap goes back controlled by Middleton on a nice control of the snap. I thought that was well out of his hands. He's going to go down. Knee was down before he could get rid of it. It was still going to be grounding anyway inside the 20. But Todd will mention that one of those players that Caldwell County lost is very close to you, and the one that passed away in the four-wheeler accident.
Yeah, Dennis, I don't know if you guys have me or not, but
Gotcha.
Avery was my cousin and miss him a lot.
Tough time and an emotional night here, as a lot of these games have been for the Tigers this season. 3rd down and 23 as Fort Campbell sends a trip set to the left side. I think they caught the quarterback by surprise. It's a different quarterback in. He's going to make something out of nothing. Still running across a 30. That is number 13 into the ball game, and we do not have a name for number 13. 2 rosters up here and not a 13 on, on it to be found. But he made a little something out of nothing. Not enough for a first down, though, as it's going to bring up 4th down at the 33-yard line. Bob, in a break, we'll check with Tom Rogers down the way, who does the Fort Campbell broadcast, see if we can put a name with a number. We'll see who stays. It is number 13 at quarterback. He's going to bring a trip set, fumbles the snap, picks it up, brings it out, turns it up the field. Tackled near the 38-yard line, but the first down marker outside the 40, so it'll turn it back over to Caldwell County as the Tigers will look to run this clock out with just over 3 minutes to go in the ball game on a running clock and lock out this 40-point win. Keebrick Ebry, okay, number 12. Oh, Kedrick Edie. Kedrick Edie is a junior in the ball game, number 12 in the program, number 13 on the field, and as Fort Campbell would say, number 1 in your heart. Caldwell County takes over 1st and 10. Dyer in at quarterback. Travion Samuel in the backfield with him. Swing pass comes up. Jack Stevens off the fingertips, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Clock still running now as we near 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Stay tuned after the game. Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. We'll have all the stats. We'll talk with Todd Griffin on the field. Usually tries to catch a coach or player after the ball game. We'll have that and all the awards to hand out after the ball game. So stay tuned for the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. Swing pass in and out of the hands of number 9, Kenyon Richardson. I think young Cameron would like to have that one to do all over again. Richardson, a 5'7" freshman. And Dyer will face 3rd down and 10. The first down just runs this one out. 2 receivers each side for Caldwell County. Snap is back to Dyer. Hands off up the middle. First down close. Carnahan hit. Ball pops loose. We'll see if they spot him down or if they give it back to where the ball popped loose. Carnahan carries it. They're going to give him forward progress up to the 31-yard line. Big hit on Carnahan, but they're going to say he got it up to there. Still 4th down.
4th and a long, short 4, long 3.
Let's go short 4.
I like a short 4.
Dyer calls for the snap. Low snap, picks it up. Over the middle, incomplete. Fort Campbell will take over on the turnover on downs. As this will tick away, Fort Campbell might decide to get a playoff. They may call it a game right there.
Clock is still running, and teams are trying to get on and off the field.
And they are hustling up, down to about 10 seconds left in this one. Fort Campbell quickly to the line. Edie in at quarterback, 2 receivers each way. He's going to see how strong his arm is. Rare's back, throws, and complete as time runs out down to the 39-yard line. So the final play does get into Tiger territory, but it's all for statistics as the clock runs out. Caldwell County wins this one big. Tigers 40, Falcons nothing. We'll be back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming your way in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Being the home team, you know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, all-wheel drive, 19,000 miles. NADA retail, $23,650. Trice priced at $21,500.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or tricehughes.com.
If this community is as important to you as it is to us, we invite you to join us weekdays for our WPKY local newscast at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5. 20 newscasts a week means we're committed to keeping you informed on local events. You can also find news when you want it at WPKYonline.com. Thanks for listening to 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
What does your morning sound like?
Itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Imagine if there were a place you could go to buy gift certificates to some of the best businesses in town. Now, imagine all those great gift certificates priced 30, 35, 40%, and at times over 60% or more off retail every day of the week. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com.
Time for a recap of tonight's action. The WPKY Tiger postgame report is on the air.
And we're back at Tiger Stadium. A big win for Caldwell County tonight, 40-0 over Fort Campbell. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Good luck this season from Trilogy Performance Sports. While Bob gathers up the poly-eyed stats of the game, let's take it down to the field with Todd Griffin and Coach McClung.
All right, thanks, Dennis. Coach McClung and Aaron McClung, what were your thoughts on the game tonight?
I thought defensively we played really well. That was probably his first shutout we've had in a while. Caused a lot of turnovers, got a lot of tackles for losses. I thought we were a little flat on offense. I didn't think the offensive line had a very good game. I think a change in the weather and, I think being the fall break maybe had an effect on us offensively. So we didn't play as well tonight as I expected us to, but defensively it was a really good outing.
Well, it was 70 degrees earlier today, so it was kind of tough to prepare for the change in the temperature.
Yeah, and we came out this morning and had a little walkthrough, and the weather was totally different, and then it started raining. And we got to play better because playoff games are going to be in this kind of weather, probably just like this, maybe even colder. So.
Well, does the wet and then the wind on top of it make it tough to throw the ball a little bit?
It probably did, especially it was super windy in the first half. The second half wasn't nearly as bad, but it was super windy, and we haven't played in very windy games. And, when our timing was off, I didn't think we ran routes very well. I didn't think we blocked on the perimeter or up front very well. So we got things we can get better at.
And Fort Campbell's not your typical 0-7 team. They've got some guys that can make a few plays.
No, I was actually kind of proud of them with the effort that they gave. They had a good attitude, and they played hard the whole time. And they got a few good skill kids. Their quarterback's a nice little player, and number 10. I can't think of his name. He's a pretty good little player. They're going to win a game before the year's over. I feel pretty confident in that. So I really liked, how they came out and fought, because they did. They played really well. They played pretty well defensively against us.
And, of course, the elephant in the room all week has been Murray is next week. So, I mean, you could always maybe say you're looking ahead just a little bit to that game.
Yeah, that is big. And we probably were some. Murray's a good football team, and, that game's going to determine who gets a home playoff game. So it's very important. Murray's got a couple outstanding players on both sides of the ball, and we're going to have to play a lot better to have a chance to beat them.
Both teams appear to be pretty even, though. I think that's going to be a pretty evenly matched ball game next week.
I think it will. I think it's going to come down to who plays better, and we need to run the ball better next week than we did tonight. Defensively, if we play like that, we'll be fine. But Murray has some really good defensive linemen. If we don't block better than that, it'll be a long night.
Big win tonight. Congratulations, and let's all get in out of the cold.
All right, sounds good to me.
That is Caldwell County coach Aaron McClung. The Tigers winning tonight 40-0 over Fort Campbell. And Dennis and Bob, back up to you guys.
All right, thank you for that, Todd. And Coach McClung for talking to us after the ball game. Caldwell County wins this one 40-0 here on WPKY Princeton. Just a big night defensively for the Tigers. A shutout tonight. It really, it's hard to say it was a defensive struggle tonight, Bob, when the score is 40-0 as you finish the Poly-I stats up here. But like Coach McClung said, the Fort Campbell defense really played about as hard as they could. They caused the Tigers some trouble. They didn't let us run the ball as much as we liked. They didn't give Russ. We didn't have a lot of protection for Russ at all tonight. Had probably his roughest night of the season, maybe aside from the Hopkinsville game, roughest night of the season trying to pass the ball. So tough going for Caldwell County, but they did stay in there and just a strong arm 40 points out of Fort Campbell. The defense played great, so that was a good side of the ball tonight. It'll be a little bit more routine next week. The kids will be back in school. They'll get back to more of the normal schedule as the Tigers look ahead to a big showdown at Murray High next Friday night. We'll talk more about that as the postgame goes along. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. And, Bob, you just let me know when you are ready with those Poly-I stats or if we need to go to a break.
No, I think I've got everything pretty well in hand right now, Dennis.
All right, well, Poly-I sponsors our stats, and we appreciate Dynamite and his crew out at Poly-I for being part of our broadcast this season. Best pizza anywhere around. People come from out of state to go and try some of that pizza, but they also have some great salads. They have a fantastic pasta, sandwiches, all the works there at Poly-I, and we appreciate those guys being with us this season.
And